want it.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I know. What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 81 of Psychotic and Iconic. Thank you to everybody that's tuned in tonight. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and share our live stream. Paul's here along with my co-hosts Nick Theories, Mikey P, and Philly Phil. Thank you to everybody that likes, follows, and subscribes to all of our platforms. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and do that. Mikey P.
Hold on.
Oh.
Fuck that. We're the hottest fucking podcast on the net. So follow us. Yeah, there you go. Everybody that's out there, share the stream. Bring more people in. Let's have a real conversation about some real shit in the sports community. Let's do it. Mikey P, take it over.
I love the energy, fellas. All right?
The fuck we talking about?
I love it. Let's go.
I was waiting for it to come in tonight. Pause.
Wow. I got you guys, though. I got you, all right? But first, episode 81 is brought to you by Prize Picks, your home for daily fantasy sports. New players who sign up today using the promo code Iconic will receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy made easy. Also, you know this by now, but we are live at the Props Network at propshq.com. Don't forget to go over there and subscribe to our show to stay updated with everything going on. And all of our social media handles, everything, it's all right there, okay? And last but not least, hello, TikTok audience. This is episode 3 on TikTok. All right, welcome aboard. Crazy shout out group here. We got a lot of shit for you planned tonight. We got NBA, NFL. We got even a little touch of MLB and NHL in the opener.
Straight
Just a
on.
touch.
I've been waiting for this NHL segment.
How many times can we do all 4 of them in one night? Never.
I can do all positions. Don't worry about that.
Hey.
I stand corrected.
Let's go, baby. Yo, let's fucking rock and roll. After that, I'm inspired. I know where the energy is, and I'm there with them. So let's rock.
You ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
Here's our only baseball point of the night. How do the Phillies, right after we call them out and question Joe Girardi's job security, do they go out and they win 3-4 from the Dodgers? Actually should have swept, but they blew the 4th game. They win 3-4 convincingly
That was terrible.
from the Dodgers. I know.
Got a
That
slug.
was brutal.
And
Got a slug.
they're hitting. And Bryce Harper wins Player of the Week. He is tearing it up with a torn UCL. And they have a 3-game or 4-game series tonight, starting up tonight against the Padres.
I'll be there
And then they got
Thursday.
the Dodgers again after that. And then they have like a bunch of series in a row that are challenging before the schedule lightens up.
Yeah, they got like the Mets, the Braves, and then they play the Giants. So they got a tough road ahead. So look, if they can go 500 out of these games, you're in a good position. That's
Exactly.
just
win a couple of these
don't
series.
get swept. Yeah, don't get swept.
Don't get swept.
Right.
Don't lose the series. Actually win a series.
With love and care. Theories.
Wow, that was beautiful. Unintentional, and it was beautiful. All right. His lineup sucks tonight, by the way, so we won't even get into that. He's still not safe. All right, let's just put it that way. He's not safe.
They heard us at
Philly.
P&I. The Phils
I
heard
think
us.
we have a safe button on there. We haven't used.
Yeah,
He's not safe.
yeah, the safe boys. Yeah, we gotta bring that shit
It's
back.
been a minute.
I
That'll
can't
be
wait. It has
fun
been a
during the
minute.
NFL.
It has been a minute.
I know. All right, and this is our only NHL point of the night.
I've been waiting for this segment.
I'm laughing because
I've been waiting for this one.
I'm thinking of Paul's bracket right now. That's why I'm laughing.
Is it good?
No.
Oh, all right.
You want to know what happened? Look, for everyone that's tuning in, if you don't know this by now, no one here cares about hockey but me.
Yeah.
So I
All
should
right,
win. But besides the point, I made these guys do brackets.
He's not capping either.
Pauls, your champion was eliminated in round 1.
Damn.
And that right there was the only series that Mikey P got wrong. I was 7 of 8.
Who did you have winning?
He had the Minnesota Wild. It was wild
that's
picking him
wild.
that far.
I'm wild.
I like that. Same.
I thought that was why he picked him, too,
Well,
honest to
all
God.
right, so let me clarify. Do not check my hockey resume. Any other resume, check it. Just don't check hockey.
Talk your shit, King.
Just
Talk
don't
your
check-
shit.
just don't
Yeah.
check hockey.
Go ahead.
Your game picking resume is great.
Yeah.
Your division winners, top 10 quarterbacks, that might be shot
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, man. Yo, don't get it twisted, man. Yo, my man knows his shit.
I know. I'm just
He
playing
does. He does.
He does.
I give
He
him
won.
his flowers while he's here.
He won.
I will.
And guess what?
I'm going to
No.
be that friend, man, because I love you and I care about
Watch
you.
what I do in a
and
few minutes.
And you're a fucking goat. And everybody in the world is going to know that one day. And you too, Mikey P. And you too, Philly Phil.
You too, Theories.
Facts.
He's going to get flowers from me in a few minutes. So that's why I have to,
Can we roll them
mess
up?
with him a little bit. But Paul's is in the rear, his favorite.
Yeah, absolutely.
Philly Phil's in second place. Let's go.
His favorite is crazy.
All right, that was not the word I was planning on using, but it's accurate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No one said Paul's either. I mean, that's just facts are the facts. Anyway, Theories, you're in third. Mikey P, though, 7-8. I'm not going to ask you guys your predictions for this round, unless you want, but I'm going to tell you mine, and then we're moving on.
Okay.
Just like that. So the hockey expert's going to give you his picks. Go and, make your bets. Choose wisely, because I won 7 of 8 series. And there were 5 Game 7s. You guys missed out. It was crazy.
Who did you lose on?
The Wild. And I changed that. That was the only one I changed. I had Blues in 6. I changed it to Wild in 6. Partially for my boy here.
I told you if you wanted to lose, follow me.
Follow your heart.
No one's perfect, So 7
follow
8,
your heart.
7 of 8. Here's the scoop, all right? You got Panthers Lightning. I'm sticking with what I got. Panthers in 6. Or no, I have Panthers in 7. It's a rematch from last year's playoffs. That's my Stanley Cup champ right there.
I got the Avalanche. So if they win, then I win this shit.
You might. You still got a
that.
chance. It says your possible points are right up there.
It's Theories, baby.
The only one who really doesn't have a chance is Paul's.
I mean, you already said that. They got it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm burying you, but I got you back. I promise. All right. So that's the first one. I got Canes in 6 over the Rangers. Sticking with it. I got the Avs over the Blues in 6 as well. And then last but not least, there's one more, and that's the Battle of Alberta. Johnny Gaudreau, South Jersey boy, scores in Game 7 to advance. They literally, Dallas's goalie, Ottinger, had 60 saves in that game.
Damn.
60. Johnny Gaudreau top shelved him at the end. Pause. And he literally went to Gloucester Catholic High School. I don't know if you guys know this. He's a free agent this year. Grew up a Flyers fan. Pray that we sign him. All right? Join me in that prayer at least. So I got the Flames in 6 there. All right? Anyone? That's it?
That sounds great.
There
I
you
got
go.
the Avalanche
Hockey,
winning it all.
check. Baseball, check. Philly Phil. Hit me with some NBA, please.
The Avalanche will win it all, fellas.
Yeah, they might. They look amazing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And this is where now
Oh, yeah.
everyone's getting trashed. NBA brackets. We're done, guys. It's over.
Oh, yeah, I'm done.
All 3 of us are done.
Yeah.
So it's final.
Damn.
And I basically beat you guys with almost the same score as last round. We all literally got no points this round.
Well, no, if the Warriors make the finals.
You actually could gain some points, but I think you're probably too far behind.
Oh, yeah, because I had the Jazz.
Stay tuned.
Because I thought Luka was fucking out. That makes me so mad.
Stay tuned. We'll see. I mean, but it's done. We suck. All right?
Regular.
Sixers are gone. Suns are gone. Grizzlies in your case.
Bucks.
Wow. So that's how we're starting off here. Negative energy.
Well,
That will turn into a positive in a second.
let's be fair to us, though. I can guarantee you there is nobody's bracket is perfect. I can
yeah.
guarantee that.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody had the Mavs in the Western Conference Final. Let's be real.
I know one.
Call a
person
spade a
that did.
spade.
Yeah. Let's be real. Nobody had them beating the Suns.
I know one person that did.
We'll get there. Don't
Mm-hmm.
you worry.
Not me.
What?
No, not me. I know.
Oh, I'm talking about your. Oh, I got you.
Yeah, no, one of my favorite analysts, Nick Wright.
Oh, God.
Smart as a motherfucker, man.
Jeez.
He had the Mavs in 7.
It was a mirage, but we'll talk
I'm
about
surprised. I'm surprised. But first, guys, before we recap the last round, we have to talk about the conference finals because they start tonight in precisely 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
We got the Heat and the Celtics. So we're going to make series predictions. We can start with picking tonight's game, and then we can talk about how we feel. All right. Interesting one. And Marcus Smart and Al Horford are out tonight. Kyle Lowry's out on the Heat side. Probably a good thing.
That's good for them.
Yeah.
So for me, with the Heat versus the Celtics, I feel like this is one of the most even series I've ever seen, where like it's like legitimately a coin flip. I'd like the Heat tonight to win, and that was before Smart and Horford were ruled out. I just thought that the Celtics coming off Game 7, a lot of emotion and stuff like that. I felt like tonight was a perfect letdown game because they had to travel to Miami.
Fatigue.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I think it's going 7 games regardless. I think the Heat, damn. Like, the Celtics, to me, are a little bit deeper, but I kind of like the Heat to win the series in 7. I kind of think I just have something telling me it's the Heat. I really do. And, like, I would rather the Heat than the Celtics at this point because I like Jimmy Butler. I'd rather root for him.
I agree
than
there,
the Celtics.
for sure.
But I just feel like it's the Heat. I'm just going to say the Heat in 7 because I feel like right now they have the best player, and I feel like they have the better coach.
I like it. Nick Theories, how you feeling?
I think the Heat are winning this game tonight. Just like what he said, the emotion aspect of Game 7. And Miami had, a couple days rest. So, and they're home. They're not losing in South Beach tonight. But I have the Celtics in 6. I just think that they are ready for the moment.
Even with them out tonight?
They're going to lose tonight, which is fine. But I think they're going to win the next game. They're going to rest up. That's why Horford and Smart are out. They're probably going to get some rest. Then they're going to beat their ass in Game 2. Then they're going to go back to Boston. They're going to win 2 there. The Heat are going to win 1, and then Boston's going to win in 6.
Well, if Boston proved anything to us, is that they can win anywhere. Last series.
Yeah.
They're resilient.
I mean,
shit.
yeah.
But don't get it
crazy.
twisted. Miami is a good team. Like, I'm not talking to them like they're trash.
No, you've been given respect there.
No,
So you've been
I have given them a
consistent.
lot of
You've been
respect.
consistent.
They are very good, but I just think the Celtics, it's their time. Like, I think it's Jason Tatum's time. But again, Jimmy Butler, you know what I mean? Like, with the Sixers and everything, like, I got a lot of love for him. So
I mean, look, it's a fair argument too to say that Jason Tatum's the best player in the series.
yeah,
Like,
I think he is.
That's a fair argument. Like, you could argue between him and Butler.
Yeah. I think he is, though. Jason Tatum's
fair.
probably the best player in the series.
I mean, I said Butler 5 minutes ago, but like if somebody said, like if you said Tatum, like I'm not going to argue that because I understand it. Like Tatum's a baller, but it's a hard series. I hope it's a fun one. It should be.
look. To be the man, you got to beat the man. And who the fuck did they beat? They beat Giannis and the Bucks.
It's major.
Okay, look, if they
And
lose
he
tonight,
made
no
history.
sweat. No sweat.
No, not at all.
They were down on the Bucks.
And they beat them 2 in a
won.
row.
Yes. So my thing is like, okay,
Convincingly.
they are confident as fuck.
Great point.
They are confident. I'm telling you. I think it's their time, man. I actually think I think the Celtics are probably my favorite to win it all right now.
And I think they're everybody's right now.
Really?
I think they might even be the betting odds.
Really? Over the Warriors?
I think the Celtics have the best odds to win the title.
Oh, I
I'm
didn't
pretty
even know
sure
that.
like they were right up there anyway before this too.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
like the 3rd team, maybe 2nd or 3rd.
They are fucking good, man. They are good.
They deserve their respect. I'll tell you what though, guys. Well, I agree. The Heat win tonight, for sure.
Yeah.
First game at home. The Celtics have played 3 games since the Heat last played. 3. They're tired. They're tired, man. They're tired. They're hurt. And now Horford could be out for 2 games if he did test positive for COVID. They didn't announce this.
Oh yeah, just as health
But
and safety.
if it was a positive test, he's probably out for game 2, which kind of opens it up. It evens it out a little bit.
when did he go into health and safety? Was it yesterday?
I don't know. It might have been today. I didn't even hear about it till today, personally.
Me
but
neither.
That could be me.
Okay.
That could just be me.
I'm just in my head with like the 5-day rule and stuff because you mentioned game 2, which is a great point. I didn't even think that far ahead, to be honest.
Like, and look, you guys know I made this comment a few times last series with the Sixers Heat. Before this, the Bucks Celtics series went to 7. I kept saying to you guys, the winner of that is going to beat the Heat in 5. I think not only is that not happening now, I changed my pick here. I had Celtics in 6, and I've changed now. Okay,
A lot.
I know, a lot. Like they're not only not winning, I got the Heat in 7 as well.
Wow.
And I'm mad that you said that because I thought I might be the only one.
Nah, I don't.
It's more about they're 2 very, very similar teams. They both like play their hearts out, play great defense, good in transition, good behind the arc, and there's good depth on both sides. I probably actually think the Heat might have him by one player, and then you get those injuries. Now it's interesting because Bam Adebayo, who's stopping him? Al Horford could have controlled him.
Robert Williams could have, but he's hurt too.
Exactly.
And Robert Williams, I've been screaming his name for months, man. He is so fucking good.
So, like, I went from thinking, all right.
He'll be back, though.
I was thinking, like, Celtics would at least split one here in Miami. Miami plays great at home, man. Like, I'm actually starting to think Miami's going up 2-0. And it'll go 7, just out of respect for the Celtics. I think the Celtics are a better team, but they have a lot going against them right now. Fatigue is major. Traveling like that, already being hurt, playing 7 games, very physical series.
Who do you think has the coaching advantage?
I think the Heat have the advantage there, and that's why I trust Spo and even Pat Riley. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. Jimmy Butler's playing on a whole different level right now too. Like that's part of it for me. It's just like
he's hungry.
There's something about that team.
So
like
Jason Tatum.
You know, it's the experience too. They've been there 2 years ago. Okay, like. There's something to be said about that. They seem that they're controlled, they're calm in the moment. The Celtics haven't gotten to that point yet. They're a confident bunch. They're a great team. But I just think the Heat, man, there's something special going on over there.
And the Heat have home court. So, like, if it goes 7 games, it's in Miami.
Exactly. And they've yet to be disrupted at home.
We're missing the point here. I think the Celtics defense is a mismatch for the Heat's offense. Like, I don't think the Heat have enough on offense to beat the Celtics. I just don't. And I have Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and them boys on the perimeter. I'm taking my chances with the Celtics.
Marcus Smart being out and already a little gimpy.
He'll be back.
That's major.
I think
he'll be back.
He's not just role player Marcus Smart anymore. I mean, he runs the offense.
He'll be back.
He scores.
If you would have said this about 2 weeks ago, I probably would have agreed.
I was right there a week ago.
However, let me. I actually disagree a little bit. Victor Oladipo is playing really, really well. And I feel like he's been a huge addition off the bench. He actually is like, I mean, he's got Duncan Robinson buried on the bench. And I feel like Duncan Robinson, Strus is. Let's not even go there. He's
I hate him now.
Great player. But like, I feel like Duncan Robinson's going to get some run in this series too.
Yeah, because the way that they'll beat the Celtics is hitting threes. Honestly.
Yeah.
And that's what they challenged the Bucks to do. And they were so at it the whole series. They were definitely missing Chris Middleton. But they were very inconsistent from 3. I mean, that's where the Celtics killed them in Game 7.
7 threes for Grant Williams.
And that's Grant Williams couldn't hit a shot to save his life in the first half.
Audio is fading in and out.
Audios.
Oh, that's interesting.
It really shouldn't be.
Thanks for pointing that out, Don.
Appreciate it.
Mama P looking out for us.
All right.
Yeah, well, we'll keep going, but Philly Phil, check into that. And,
so I just checked the line tonight for Miami and Boston. It's the Heat -4.5.
Wow.
I would take the Heat.
Yeah.
I would take the Heat at -4.5.
Yeah, because that would tell me that they're begging you to bet the Celtics, because that's a high line.
Yes.
So you know what's crazy? The other night when the Bucks versus Celtics and the Celtics were -5, I would have bet the Celtics. I didn't bet, but I would have bet the Celtics because it's like that line is high for a reason. Mm-hmm. What do they know? So that's just, I mean, that's the way that I read it, and I'm reading it the same way here, even though that probably has a lot to do with Horford and Smart being out.
Yeah.
But either way, I still would have taken them because, again,
they're home.
They're home.
Yeah, right.
And they're on rest. And like he said, those 3 games matter.
It changed.
And they were dog fights. It wasn't like they, I mean, the last game wasn't.
That's my point. Like, I mean, it changed a lot for me, and I just like the way the Heat are playing right now. And they're shooting well. Like, that's where they killed the Sixers, too.
Strus, man.
They couldn't miss.
Yo, let me pause you guys for a second. I'm just going to unmute Restream, and you'll hear an echo, but I want to hear what it sounds like. I'm just going to unmute Restream, and you'll hear an echo, but I want to hear what it sounds like.
Good.
All right, now talk. I'm just going to
yo.
Restream, and you'll hear an echo, but I want to hear what it sounds like.
Good.
All right, now talk.
Yo.
Yeah, I think we're fine.
Oh,
yeah, sounds good.
It might be on.
Your internet could be shit too, Don. Too many devices over there.
She got Virgin Mobile?
She's got P&I on every device in the house. That's like 25 of them. All right. So back to the Heat Celtics though. We got the Heat tonight, and I think we're pretty good on the series though. Obviously, we're gonna have a lot more to talk about going forward. And just for the audience, we only have one show this week, so there's gonna be a lot that happens before the next show. The next show is gonna be next Thursday at 8 p.m. And we'll say it again later, just to remind everybody. But a lot's gonna transpire before then. So we feel good about what we said here.
Of course.
You all right?
Yeah.
Something tells me that.
Allergies.
Jeez.
Something tells me you
I
guys
was
have
making
the
sure
Heat.
you weren't like blacking out.
Yeah,
or something.
Something tells me you guys have the Heat winning because you could say the Sixers lost to the best team.
No, not me.
No.
Don't do
'cause
that.
Nick, I already told you.
I'm just saying, don't do that.
No.
I've
Nick,
accepted
One,
that.
you heard
that's
what I-
corny.
Here, ready for this?
Two, it's just dumb. Like,
I already told you what I thought about the Celtics. I think this has
No,
everything to do with just riding a wave and energy and passion.
Yeah, no,
The Celtics are the
yeah,
better team.
I got the Celtics in
They
six,
are the
and
better
that's
team.
that's the bottom line. You know what I mean?
I'm over the Sixers loss. I wasn't even thinking of that.
Yeah. You'll see how I feel there. Don't worry. Now, moving on.
Pedigree.
All right.
Matters.
This series starts tomorrow. We got the Golden State Warriors back at it again. Seems regular. It's been a few years, though, okay? And we got the Dallas Mavericks. What? The Mavs. The Mavs are in the conference finals. And, ready for this? Here's your flowers. Here's a bouquet for you, Pauls. Pauls changed his pick on this show. Said, what was it? After game 4.
Game 4.
After game 4.
I just had the sequence wrong.
Because the Mavs, they changed everything. We thought it was looking like a damn sweep after 2. After 4, credit to Pauls, all right? Give him a round of
Yeah,
applause.
absolutely. He called.
After 4, he says, Mavs are winning the series. Sequence was a little off, but Mavs are winning in 7. And he stuck with it even after the Suns showed up in game 6. And I thought it was
Wow.
over.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
And he stuck with his pick.
They got in their
And
head.
Luka,
Game 5,
Let me
that
look.
was. It was game because they were up 3-2. So
Yeah.
good for you, man.
And I just,
yeah,
Follow
my
your
bad,
convictions.
my bad.
See, I told you.
Yeah, you
I
made
called
me-
Cap.
you let me
and-
knock Cap.
Yeah. Cap.
I appreciated it.
I mean, but we'll get to that. Okay, I just wanted to give him his flowers because I promised.
Appreciate
all right?
it.
That was impressive, and the whole thing was impressive from the Mavs. But first, let's talk about this series. Let's preview it a little bit. What are you feeling with these guys? You got Warriors, Mavs.
So I think it's going to be a good series. I think it's going to be very similar to the last series with the Mavs and the Suns. But I don't think there'll be blowouts like there was in this one, to be honest. I think the Warriors have a lot of people they can throw at Luka to fuck with him. Like they could put Wiggins there and Draymond. But I feel like that Luka with Draymond, he'll get him in foul trouble. And I think that Luka could eat him up, to be honest.
I'm gonna agree with you there because I felt like the Suns could control him a little bit better. I actually think this is a better matchup for Luka.
So do I. I'm actually
It's just by, a little
a
bit.
smidge. I think they're. I'm gonna roll Mavs again.
Wow.
And I'm gonna.
I hope so.
I'm gonna say. Give me Mavs in 6.
Wow.
I think it's gonna be Mavs Heat 2011.
Mavs in
Wow.
6.
I'm changing my Warriors pick too because
Well,
initially
you
I said the
saw-
Warriors were going.
He's LeBron's
You got
favorite
the
player.
You got the Mavs and the Heat.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, this motherfucker is crazy.
I know.
I love it because I had the opposite. I got the Celtics and I got the Warriors, bro.
Yeah. and then I'm like a mix. I got Heat and I got Warriors at
That's
6.
good. So somebody's gonna get it right.
Yeah, since our brackets are fucked, we
Yeah,
might as well
right?
fix
Yeah.
it,
So yeah, I'm rolling with the Mavs again. I think the Mavs. I like the way they're playing. I think Jason Kidd's coaching really good, and I think it's Luka's moment. Similar to how you are with Jason Tatum, I think it's Luka's moment, and I think he's ready for it. And I don't see how they slow him down.
Here's the thing, Pauls. All right. I think the Mavs are so scary in this matchup. I think that Luka can literally win this series himself. It's one of those. It's to me a favorable spot for him. If the depth can play even somewhat reasonably, because I think, look, the Suns as a team play better defense than the Warriors as a team. They have guys that can match up well, but to me, yeah, I like this for the Mavs role players a little bit too. Like I feel comfortable saying that maybe 3 of them will show up every night. And Dinwiddie might have gotten some confidence back, too.
I was just getting ready to cut you off to say, and I think Game 7 for Spencer Dinwiddie is going to pay dividends.
That needed to happen.
Because I think he has confidence now. He can. He's a good basketball player. He's a really good player. He was good with the Wizards, and he was good with the Nets. I said the Nets were crazy when they traded him, even though he was coming off ACL surgery 2 years ago. But he was in the package for Harden. So it's like to me. Oh, no, I think he signed as a free agent. I forget because they paid him a lot of money, the Wizards.
Yeah, I don't even remember anymore.
Yeah, they did. They traded Karis LeVert, not Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie signed as a free agent. But
Dinwiddie was better. Dinwiddie's a better player.
I like the spot for the Mavs. I think it's Heat Mavs. I got Heat in 7, Mavs in 6.
Wow.
I'm shocked. I gotta be honest with you, man. I have the Warriors in 6. The only reason why I have them in 6 is because I respect Luka. That's it. Other than that, I'm looking at this matchup, and I'm looking at I got Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green.
I know, dude.
Looney. I have I got players. Poole. I mean,
I got Finney Smith.
That's great. They're gonna. I got the Warriors in 6, and respectfully.
I got
Nick, and that was my logic.
I would have picked them in 5, but I'm giving Luka another game.
Thank you.
Have the courage of your conviction.
That was my logic.
I got the Warriors in 5.
All right, thank you.
I don't care.
Thank you.
I was with you till then. I was going Warriors in 6 for the exact same reasons, because they are the better team. They should win. They should.
I know.
And they should be shooting in circles around this team.
They should.
I mean, because on the other end, I just told you how the Mavs could do it, right? But on the other end, in theory, the Warriors should be shooting lights out this whole series.
And they're going to.
Without any issue. And Klay Thompson, by the way, I mean, he stepped up, which is major for them, too. I mean, they needed that Klay Thompson. He's back. Okay. I mean, Looney on the boards, that was crazy in the final game.
Can we talk about something real quick? Does any of these series really excite you? And I say that in comparison to the other rounds, in the second round, the first round. We've seen some excellent playoff basketball.
Yeah,
like
you're right.
Series that I wouldn't think that would be like competitive turned out to be like must-watch TV.
The Wolves and the Grizzlies were must-watch TV.
Yeah.
For me, yeah, because I feel like the Heat and the Celtics are similar. They're the same team, surrounded by like a star and just excellent role play, good coaching. And then for me in the Western Conference, it's the Steph Curry and the gang and Luka's shining moment. And I just feel like the way Luka's playing right now, and he's mean, dude.
Like I love it though.
He's so like I love.
D-Book asked for it.
There is nothing better than when somebody's cocky and they're just backing it the fuck up. Like when he dropped the dude, he shot the 3 and then was me mugging up the floor, looking at the crowd. Like bro, I love that. Like that moment is so like captivating.
You heard him. This wound up being true. Walking out after after game 2, I guess it was.
Yeah.
You remember the whole little walking back to the locker room? It's easy to talk your shit
when you're up. I love it, dude.
Right? Wasn't that after game 2?
Yeah.
That was after 4.
Or was it 4? Yeah.
That takes me back then.
I never doubted him anyway.
That takes me back. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Takes me back. Did the Hawks get fleeced in that trade when they got Trae Young?
I mean, yes and no.
Yo, you're not the only one who said that this week.
Let's be real, bro.
Here's the thing. Trae Young is a star.
Yeah.
But he's not a superstar, best player in the league, and potential to be one of the best ever. So I wouldn't say it's a fleece, but I would say that it's 80% to the Mavericks because they got somebody that, like, he controls the flow of a game.
Yeah, I mean, look, you got the possible best player in the league for a top 20 player, top 15 maybe.
I got
he's
you. I know
ascending.
Yeah, I got
Trae Young is ascending. Like he actually turned my head a little bit this year. I thought he was fucked with the new rules and everything.
But Trae Young's been to a conference. He's been to a conference final.
I only asked you guys that because I want to see what you guys think.
Yeah,
I think he's on the verge of superstar.
Who?
Trae Young's on the verge of it, I think.
Absolutely. Trae Young's a good basketball player. And the only reason the Hawks were in the position they were in is because they got so screwed up in the beginning of the year due to injuries and COVID. Their whole team had COVID.
Yeah, he straight up carried that team.
Yeah.
And even in the playoffs.
Yeah, the whole team got screwed in like December with COVID. The whole team was out.
So that right there, like, this season was an example of why I think he will be a superstar. I think he's really close. I don't know if I'm ready to say it, but point is you got the possible best player in the league for a guy who's also great, but in the top 20.
So would you call
That's
it?
all.
So would you
It's
call
not
it?
a fleecing, I guess, unless Luka goes and wins this damn
Look,
thing. You know,
if Luka is potentially the best player in the league, and you traded that for a guy that's top 15, you got fleeced, dog. You gave up the one of the best players in the world.
You'll know in a few more years.
I'm just saying. In that context, you got fleeced.
Because I mean,
Trae Young could win MVPs.
Yeah, I mean, and up until
He could, but will he?
Up until this year too, Trae Young had more success in the playoffs.
I mean, look,
So I mean, let's not forget that either.
they both are capable of winning MVPs. It's just you're seeing what Luka can do right now with an average team. Now, I mean, that's hard to say because Trae Young's team
did
was
the same
average
thing.
too. Yeah, so I wouldn't say, I'm not saying
Luka
it's a
just
fleece.
did it more.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a fleece. It's
Yeah.
just Luka has more show than Trae Young.
So let me ask you a question. If you were starting a franchise right now, you
Luka
have
Doncic.
Luka or
Yeah.
Trae Young. The fact that you couldn't even let me finish before you give me your answer just lets me know that they got fleeced. That lets me know.
No, bro, because a fleece.
Mike, that lets me know.
Let me tell you a
Pause,
fleece.
that
A
is.
fleece would be
Pause.
outside the top
Sorry.
25.
Let me tell you a
Right.
fleece. You know what a fleece is? Hey, Brian Colangelo, can I have Jason Tatum and you take Markelle Fultz?
You had to go there.
That's
That's a fleece.
Sure.
But
Did you have to do that?
I had to because I'll never get over it. But that
already gotta talk
that's a
Sixers
fleece.
bullshit.
A star, but they still got a star. So it's not like a total fleece. It's just like a
if it was a player outside the top 25, it's a major fleece.
Yeah.
Right now, it's like okay, it's a pretty big win.
cook up
Hey,
theories.
look,
I like it,
it's
though.
a
I like
good
it.
discussion. That's all.
Everyone's
I'm
talking
just
about it.
asking.
No, that's great.
That's
Everyone's
all, man.
talking
I
about
want to
it.
see where you guys' heads are at. Pause.
That's major. All right, moving on. So, Mavs in 6. Are you sticking with Warriors in 5?
I'm gonna go Warriors in 6.
I've got Warriors in 6. All right. So
I feel
moving
comfortable with
on.
that.
Here's the thing. I think that we probably don't have much to say about the Bucks. So you want me to just recap it and we'll move on?
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's not much to say there because we know already Chris Middleton was out. Giannis is fucking incredible.
He did all he could.
And they'll probably be back next year. So there's nothing really to say, right? Like, you guys agree with that sentiment.
I wasn't going to say anything else other than Giannis, to me, is the best player in the NBA. He did all he could. There's no shame in the way he went out.
Nah, I agree with
good.
that, and I think the Bucks need to upgrade and get him another star alongside him because you're going to run him to the ground eventually. Mm-hmm. So
Well-
you got to get him some
Yeah, but
help.
he takes care of his body, as you can tell. So
That's cool, but eventually, shit happens. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
I feel like you should go out and go get somebody that can score.
should have never got rid of PJ Tucker.
Agreed.
I love God Favre. I agree with that too.
Maybe they trade for Pat
that?
Bev.
Yeah, well, hold that. Hold
I
that.
wouldn't be surprised if
That'd be
you
fire.
see Dame in Milwaukee, but that's just me.
Jesus.
That'd be fire.
That's fucking theories.
That would be fucking fire.
Yeah, we're not going there tonight, all right? But I'll say this, Giannis, first player ever to have 200 points, 100 rebounds, and 50 assists in a series. He was dominant, and they didn't pull out. Polls.
Facts.
All right? So, Bucks are at home. It is what it is. They got the ring last year. I think that the Grizzlies shit is kind of the same, really. Because I know we're going to spend more time on the Suns and Sixers.
Yeah, the
All right.
Grizzlies are just an asterisk. Like their best player got hurt, and I know they were 23-6 without him and all that. But at the end of the day, you need your best players. Like best players are momentum.
Mm-hmm.
They change games with dunks, with big shots and shit like that. Ja did it. So that's just really where I am with the Grizzlies, man. It was a fair fight up until it wasn't a fair fight.
And I mean, look,
Agreed.
they were right in the damn thing. They were
yeah.
in it till the end
They're coming.
without Ja.
They're coming.
They're coming.
I'm not
They
gonna lie.
really are.
I
They
am
almost
going.
won.
I am going to bet money on them to win the chip next year.
I wouldn't even argue
in the
it.
offseason. I am. I think they are going to take another big step next year, and I think they are lethal.
They got the coaching.
They are legit.
And that
coming.
You
team
saw also
is locked
Jaren
up.
Jackson stepped up. Dylan Brooks was phenomenal at the end, and his comments are absurd. I'm not even going to just copy it, but talking about the word dynasty, you can't just throw that around, especially in the face of the Warriors.
He's young.
Like,
but
they got
They
two
are going
comments
to
are silly.
be around.
They're going to be
year in and
around.
year- yeah,
Exactly.
They're
They
going to be around for a long
two
time.
more years before contracts start. So they have a 2-year window of this core before contracts come up and people start wanting them.
And you got Bane. I mean, you saw what he did this year. They're loaded.
I got Ja.
And you got Ja.
All you need.
If he develops a jump shot,
Oh, he will.
it's a wrap.
He will. I guarantee you he comes back next year.
He's
with
scoring
jump shot.
40, and he's going to be the MVP. He's going to win an MVP.
He was in that discussion for half the season.
He's so good, man.
So when you have an MVP caliber player, you're always going to be in it.
Yeah, he was sold short on most improved player. He's not of that caliber. Even LeBron
Yeah, he
said
shouldn't have been in that conversation.
not in that conversation.
It was Tyrese Maxey, but I'm over it now.
Or
okay?
Jordan Poole.
Agreed.
Or Jordan Poole, and he wasn't even in it
It's
either.
not
so,
Ja Morant.
And I mean, Darius
Agreed.
Garland, for that matter. So it should have been Ja, whatever. Okay, so moving on from the Grizzlies. Where do we go first? I think we got to go Phoenix.
Please.
Okay,
I enjoyed that shit.
Phoenix Suns. What the fuck? Still, it's still stunning. Today, still stunning. Embarrassing blowout at home at the hands of Luka, who had more points than their whole team at the half. I mean, look.
Great comment, Dave. I was going to say something along those
Yeah,
lines.
it's
They
a
got
little more
humbled.
than humble pie there. That's
To me, I mean, I think Devin
they
Booker.
ate shit burgers.
Nah, I don't call it humble pie because they should have got humble pie in the finals last year when they were up 2-0. That's humble pie, bro.
That's
When
good,
you
but
lose.
They didn't
get
learn their lesson
embarrassed
then.
like this.
Well, then
All that
that's on
dancing
them.
and shit. Did you see all the dancing before the game?
Oh, mocking Luka
a minute,
and shit.
sh-
Here's
a
the
minute
thing.
straight
No.
of dabbing
Here's
and dancing.
my thing. Where the fuck is your leadership? You got Chris
Fair.
Paul. He's been a veteran. He's been in the league for what, 15 years?
Mm-hmm.
You should be able to lead a team by now and show an example to your teammates. That's exactly why they lost. Because now you got problems with DeAndre Ayton and the coach. He didn't even play in the fourth quarter. DeAndre Ayton.
Shout
Only
out.
17 minutes.
I'm sorry.
The whole game.
Shout out to Monty Williams for having the balls to make that decision, because not a lot of coaches will do that. And he did the right thing. You don't go at a coach like that, bro. Like, show some professionalism.
I just want to know what
Yeah,
it
but
was.
how
It's
did-
internal.
I know.
But
I think Devin Booker, he should change his pronouns to they, them, because he is not him.
That's Supreme Cat.
He's just not him. And it's okay. And
That's
it's
so
okay.
bullshit. That's not fair.
No.
That's not fair, bro.
This is my problem.
No. We ain't doing that here.
We're doing it. Because here's my problem with Devin Booker.
That's
kicking
not
a
fair.
man while he's down.
That's not
Devin
fair.
Booker reminds me of the kid on the AAU team that his dad paid for and his dad coaches. He front runs and he wrote a check that he couldn't cash. He talked all that shit with Luka, and he's not on that level. The dude is a top 20 player at best. And that's not cap. And that's okay. That's not a slight. That's just calling it what it is.
I'm okay with that part.
Devin Booker's not that guy. The dude's a 19-win guy without Chris Paul. And when you talk like that, you get shit on like this.
I'm tired.
You don't want to fight back? I was pausing here
Mike,
because I want to see
They
the
won
boxing gloves.
64 regular season games.
Uh-huh.
You're telling me he had no part in that? He
Oh,
was
no,
really
I
in
never
the
said
MVP conversation. This guy he's legit. He had a bad game.
He's good.
But Chris Paul didn't help him for shit. He had 5 bad games in a row and didn't fucking help him. He's by himself.
I mean, Chris Paul didn't play well either, but Devin Booker had 2 points at halftime.
He had a bad game. I agree. I'm saying, but Chris Paul had a stretch of 5 bad games in a row.
Devin Booker played like shit 4, 5, 6, and 7. He didn't play good in any of those.
What was his stats?
I don't know offhand. All I
Look.
know is the most recent one was 2 points at halftime.
He was getting
And
cocky.
0 of 11. He got cocky,
he
dude.
got cocky.
Oh,
He got cocky.
Luka's special.
Here it is.
Look,
They played better
needed the humble
defense
pie.
on. They played better defense on D-Book because that's their focus. He's their engine. Because Chris Paul was playing like garbage, so they took their chances. They roughed him up, and they didn't let Chris Paul get going. So he got tired, and they shifted the defense to D-Book, and that's what happened, bro.
I kind of think the part of the reason that Chris Paul struggled so much on offense was because they were making Luka bang him, pause,
No, I get.
isolating him, and they were
Yeah.
taking his legs out, just like Patrick Beverly said. That's true. They were hunting him and made him tired.
Patrick Beverly's comments about Chris Paul.
Look, some of it was
that's
for
the
real.
definition of kicking a man while he's down.
Some
right
of the
there.
comments were
assassination right there.
inbounds. A lot of them were out of bounds. Mm-hmm. like Patrick Beverley shouldn't be talking like that because Patrick Beverley's a role player.
I
at
still
best.
tune in tomorrow though.
Yeah, absolutely.
I loved it.
He's great.
It was great.
Yeah,
but like
he's
to me,
great.
I just feel like the Suns. To me, I don't like. I'm not gonna say I never bought into them. I thought last year they were gonna win. I think Chris Paul's a top 5. I think he's the number 5 point guard ever. I said that. Like I love Chris Paul. I think he's good. I just feel like to me, the Suns got way too cocky, and I feel like Devin Booker was on the mic laughing, wearing a shirt that says "fuck Jay Crowder" and doing all that, and it's like, bro, you have not won yet. You
he
haven't
got
accomplished
way
anything.
too cocky. He
You
was
haven't
the one
accomplished
that
anything.
it bothers me most right there because, things were looking up for him, and he had been playing well.
He played great this season. I gave him his flowers. I said it the whole time. I'm like,
yeah.
they went 12-3 without Chris Paul. He played well.
He's
But
awesome.
I think he just
I don't understand the slander.
listen. If he scored 30, 40, it wouldn't even mattered.
No.
That it was just they ran him out of their own house. So that's what I'll say on the matter. I think that he needed humble pie the most though because he was getting cocky. I mean, I have no problem with his game.
And I believe it'll fuel
I think
him.
he's a top 20 player as well. And
Easy.
He changed his narrative.
I wouldn't go by that.
Easy.
Yeah.
I made a list just in case you thought I was
Easy.
counting.
Oh no.
Easy top 20.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
No.
What?
Yeah.
Do we have 2 minutes? Do we have 2 minutes?
What are we
Can I give you 20
talking
players right now better than him? Real fast.
All right, fine.
LeBron, Luka, KD, Giannis, Curry, Embiid, Joker, AD, Harden, Chris Paul, Tatum, Kat, Kawhi, Kyrie, Dame, Butler, Ja, Paul George, Donovan Mitchell, Trae Young. Those are 20 players definitively better than Devin Booker. Devin Booker's in the Draymond, Middleton, Bradley Beal, Drew Holiday, Jaylen Brown.
That's wild.
LaMelo
Nah,
Ball,
nah,
and
we ain't-
Edwards,
we ain't doing that.
Zion, Siakam.
You got Harden better than Devin Booker?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I do still too. Uh-oh.
James Harden is better than Devin Booker, bro. What the fuck?
I can't look you guys in the face right now. I'm honestly disgusted.
I'm here for you.
I'm honestly disgusted.
He's the one, it's his list.
I'll take out Harden and I'll put in Bradley Beal because he's not better than Bradley Beal. Does that satisfy you?
You put Bradley Beal on the Suns. The Suns are winning 64 games with Chris Paul.
Absolutely.
Okay.
He's a better defender and can shoot and shoots better.
Okay. Is Bradley Beal going to the finals last year?
On the Suns team, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
No, wait, actually,
I'm not crazy.
the one that
The audience can speak for
wait.
themselves. I don't got to
Nick.
defend it.
there's
Your
one.
pops is riding with pops.
There's one though. There's one that we might want to challenge. I mean, look, it's recency, but Chris Paul.
He played bad.
I know that.
Listen, I would still take Chris Paul, but I'm just saying, my God, did the wheels fall off for that guy? Like, there's gonna be people saying D-Book's better than him now, but I'm gonna stick with Harden and CP3 there. But D-Book definitely closed the distance between like 25 and 20. Like he's I think definitively top 20, and at least talent wise.
So if you
I
put-
think I wouldn't have hesitated saying he's top 20 now. I did before the season, and I think he's a surefire top 20 guy.
Okay.
How we weigh the order, he's probably towards the back end for me too. When you just mentioned all those names, but like he definitely turned the narrative a little bit.
I got news for you. If you take LaMelo Ball out of Charlotte and you put in Devin Booker, they don't sniff the playoffs.
What proof?
He had proof, and he was in the lottery. LaMelo Ball went there and made the play-in.
Who was in the lottery?
Devin Booker. He was a 19-win guy on the Suns until Chris Paul came there and changed it.
Yeah, well, he needed the leadership.
Which is
That's
true.
fine. Who cares?
Which is true, but he
needed to learn
carry
and grow.
them.
He was young.
He did carry
know,
that.
That shouldn't be a slight. I don't understand.
it's not a slight. I'm just saying right now I have 20 players definitively better than him, and I could add in a few more.
I don't think James Harden is better than Devin Booker. I just don't. Right now, after what you saw James Harden do in the playoffs, you can honestly say that.
He played better than Devin Booker.
If you put Devin Booker on the Sixers, they're not beating the Heat.
Not with 2 points
Come
at
on,
halftime.
man. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy, man. The whole team played bad, though. It wasn't just him.
This is a good argument.
It wasn't just him. He was the second highest scorer on the team, and the highest scorer on the team had 12 points. He had 11.
They had 27 at halftime.
I'm talking about Game 7.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying, yeah, he had a bad game and still scored the high. It's not a kind of an accomplishment, but I'm just saying, in terms of the whole team playing bad, the whole fucking squad played bad. So, like, I understand it. Even if he had a good game, they still would have got smoked.
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
Legacies are made in Game 7.
Come on, man. That's not fair.
Phil, you might want to hit that.
It's not fair.
That
Chris Paul's the one that fucking chokes.
bell?
He always chokes. He's like, oh,
Boxing
yeah,
ring?
Chris Paul's a winner.
Hey,
Chris Paul's
a winner.
Chris Paul's a winner. And then, yeah, he fucking chokes. And then you come up here and you tell me that fucking Tom Brady chokes, right?
He did in
but
his
yeah,
last
your
game.
boy Chris Paul chokes on more cock than anybody.
No.
I mean, like, what are we talking about? He always chokes.
When he went to the Thunder, they were projected to be a lottery team, and not one single NBA GM. They were trying to buy him out because they thought the Thunder were going to be trash, and they went 7 games against James Harden and Russell Westbrook in that playoff series that year because Chris Paul is a culture setter and a winner.
If he's a culture setter, how do you have problems with the coach and DeAndre Ayton in Game 7 of the... I'm just saying leadership. Like, he's got to pull Ayton to the side. If he's having problems with the coach, you got to pull him to the side. Like, yo, man, we're in it to win this shit. We got a squad here. We ran it back. Let's fucking win this shit. Whatever problems you got, hold it for after the season. Right now, we got a mission to do. Let's go win this shit. That's it. That's all you got to do as a leader.
Well, the problem
if
is
you
they were
weren't
down
that
50.
guy, that's what I'm saying. That's
no
all I'm
fucking
saying.
dancing before the game and acting.
That's corny.
They were way too
Too
comfortable.
loose.
They were too loose. Like, it's
That's
good to
it,
be.
yeah.
You know, they thought they were winning the game. Those dances look. Yeah.
I got promo on tilt.
Nick,
I'm just being honest.
You made a great case here.
I'm not being disrespectful. I like Chris Paul too, but we gotta call a spade, bro.
Yeah, we need to actually. You're right.
Like,
Let's
what are we
shift this
doing?
energy at Chris Paul right now
Because yo, the Suns have a good ass team to win the whole thing, bro. I think they're the best team in basketball. I think they just faded out at the wrong time.
They choked.
Straight up. They choked. Exactly. And he does it all the time. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
It's
You
a fair
got squad.
criticism. It's fair.
Let's take this energy
But
right now.
what he said earlier about taking a bum team to the playoffs, I respect that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that is the greatness of him. But to say that, like, a leader, I mean, like, to come in there and shock the whole culture, is that true?
Yeah, because in my opinion, when he went to the Suns, that's when everything changed around because they were garbage all the years up until that. Then they got Chris Paul. They went to the playoffs. They went to the finals and all that. So, I mean, look, Chris Paul played bad. He has equal to blame just as Devin Booker does. I was just simply saying, like, even if you take out Chris Paul on this list, I got more. I got Zach LaVine. He's better than Devin Booker. I didn't mention Bam Adebayo.
You think he's better than Devin Booker too?
I think Zach LaVine's a stud.
I think he is too, but he's not better than D-Book.
I mean, look, I have him in the realm of where that is.
People live
He's
in
close,
the
but
moment.
he's
No,
D-Book's
Zach LaVine,
better.
They got bounced in the first round.
Who?
The Bulls. So I'm not living in the moment on that. Is DeMar DeRozan better than Devin Booker? Yes.
This year, he had a great year.
Is Draymond Green better?
I mean, DeMar DeRozan did win a ship, so I would lean towards that maybe.
Is Chris Middleton better than Devin Booker? Yes.
You say that definitively?
Yes. Is Pascal
I'm not
Siakam
going
better
that
than
way.
Devin Booker?
I'm not
Yes.
I'm not going there.
I mean, what are we doing
Yeah,
here?
I don't think I could do that either.
I don't know what we're talking about right now, but this man is fucking crazy.
No, I'm not.
Like-
No.
Fam,
There's a tinge.
Sometimes the truth seems crazier than fiction.
Listen, I was
I
right
don't
there with
understand the
you.
D-Book's slander though.
I think there's a tinge of hate right there, but you both made some great points.
No hate. I was just asking. All I said was there was 20 definitively better.
Yeah,
Then I put him in the next group. I put him in the next group. The 20 to 30.
But he's like he shouldn't be in that group anymore. Like
That's not
in
my
that
problem.
Top
He's
20
not
group.
in that group. That's
He's
for
not
damn
like
sure.
he's closer to the front end than the guys that you're talking about.
That's fair. I'm just
That's
saying
all
that
I'm
there's
saying
20
now.
definitively better players.
Before the season, I think he was in the 20 to 30 range. I actually think I might have had him out of my top 25 when we did that segment. I might have had him at 26. But anyway, we don't need to make this about D-Book because if we're being honest, he was not the biggest problem there. I mean, CP3, I have no idea what happened. All I'm going to say is this.
Yeah, I know.
All I'm going to say is this because that was the most stunning aspect for me. I'm still yet to see, besides Patrick Beverley, who we all know hates the guy, I want to see the same negative energy towards CP3 that James Harden's been getting. Because James Harden was
Average
still
better
20 and 10, and drawing the whole defense on him. And look, he did not play well. He did not play well. James Harden did not play well, but James Harden still did more than CP3, and I don't see him catching the same amount of flack. So I do have a problem with that.
Here's my thing with Chris
I'm not defending James Harden. He should have been way better than what he was.
Chris Paul.
And we'll get there, too.
It goes back to the injury thing that they brought up last year, which is, now it's looking even wilder. Because last year, each series, they lost a key guy before they got to the playoffs, and they lost to somebody healthy. And it happened again this year. It's just, for me, with Chris Paul, like, he went from 40 points to not being able to score double digits.
He wasn't even shooting double-digit attempts.
I mean, he had 17, at one point he had 17 points to 18 turnovers in a span of 2 games.
Jeez.
That's just a wild statistic. I don't understand what happened in those 5 days.
I'm speechless, other than, look, well, first of all, quad injury. I'm not buying that fucking bullshit.
We're not doing that.
Come on.
I'm not doing that.
I
didn't even talk about it.
I know. I hate that.
I wasn't even mentioning it. Yeah, I'm with you.
I hate it. I'm with you guys, too. I hate it. That's what I was saying there.
Oh, okay.
I said quad injury.
Yeah, hell no.
Okay?
No, Marcus Spears could...
it's bullshit, man.
I'm not even going to say that.
That's such a cop-out because James Harden has been more injured than Chris Paul.
Joel Embiid just played with a broken face.
Exactly. I mean, look, if you're going to give him the injury excuse, then you got to give it to James Harden, too. Just saying. But that's irrelevant. I don't even think that should be part of the conversation. The guy did not show up. He was fucking invisible. I have no idea what happened, but he's done it. I saw it up here in one of the comments. Here you go. He lost more than his fair share of Game 7s. Thanks, Dave. 5 of them, I believe. And I think he's right. 5 Game 7s. Look, it's a team game. However,
it should be 4. That fifth one's
this
bullshit.
guy, there's no rhyme or reason. It just keeps happening. And the more it keeps happening,
he's a vegan.
Leads me to believe he's never going to win a ring. I thought this year was their best chance.
Yeah, I thought they were winning this year.
I thought this was their best chance.
Honestly.
I don't see him winning a ring, dude.
I don't think he's going to win one now.
I don't think they're going to bring back Ayton.
And there you go. Now that's where we need to go next. Just a reminder to the crowd, did not play at all in the fourth quarter.
I take him.
He played 17 minutes.
You know how I feel.
There's an internal issue. We all have said here he's a stud. We think he's a stud. He should get a contract. There's going to be someone out there that wants to give him a rookie max.
I think he's going to get traded.
So let's get to this. What do they do with him? What should they do? What will they do? Let's
I think
play
he's
like
going to
that.
the Mavericks.
Oh my God!
Damn, dude, I didn't even think of that.
I would love it.
I think he's going to the Mavericks.
I would love that.
I think it's a great fit.
I think they were. I was going to.
That's
mention
the perfect guy.
Nick, bro.
It is. It is because he can run the floor too.
Spears, baby.
Like he's not just your typical stand in the paint big. Like, you know what I mean? Like
him and Luka.
He's athletic.
They would be
amazing.
awesome.
They would be a really good.
I was going to
pairing.
say, could they trade him for Ben Simmons?
They could, in theory.
It's theories, baby.
Ben Simmons on the Suns?
I just don't think the Suns would take on Ben Simmons.
No,
And I think the one ship that made sense was the Warriors with Ben Simmons, and that ship has sailed, I think. And I think quite frankly, he's stuck there for at least this year.
And I'm off it now. He's going to the Mavericks. That's my favorite fit.
I love
You
it.
just said that. I love that fit. I think that's amazing.
I mean, but we at least here. I'm going to agree with you guys. I think he's gone for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think
So
they're
do
doing
I.
a sign and trade.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense to get something for him. They're not just going to let him walk. Okay, he'll get his rookie max, and they'll work out a sign and trade. That's what I think.
I agree with that, 100%.
And for some reason, I have no idea why, but they don't want to build around this guy.
But it's like,
It's very strange because CP3 is on the way out.
Imagine taking him over Luka.
But here's the thing, though. Do you think the Suns would trade? Do you think the Suns would trade Ayton to the Mavericks, though? Losing him, you know what I mean? Like,
I didn't think of that.
I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, that's
cooking.
the only fucking problem.
Yeah,
you know?
I think they would.
It's a perfect fit.
It's theories, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, I think they would. I think they would try. I don't think basketball's like that as strict as NFL.
Yeah, and there's not like exactly a rivalry there.
I mean, it
But
probably
they
is
are
now.
they're gonna be seeing each other.
I kind of feel like that's a little bit of a rivalry now because here's the thing.
Oh man.
Agreed.
I don't think Booker doesn't strike me as a type of dude that I don't want to say that Booker's soft. Out of everything I was saying, I know I was getting on him.
He was just cocky as shit.
He's
But
a
I think
silent assassin.
I think he's coming back.
careful.
He's silent, all right. But I think he's coming back next year to go at Luka.
He's silent.
Because I think he got embarrassed.
He needed to be embarrassed though, because
Oh, it was beautiful to watch.
I mean,
Truly
they
beautiful.
needed humble pie. I don't know what happened to them. They were a team of resilience and great leadership all year until this round. It was just weird.
The Phoenix,
It was
they
weird,
them.
man. It's just strange. So I'm actually going to reference another comment that Dave had made. I see some Harden greater than Booker comments.
What's up, Steve? Thank
But
you.
I saw, this is going a little bit back, but geez, where was I going with this? I was going with the Suns make us feel a lot better about the Sixers. Let's put it
I
that way,
forgot.
'cause
The pain is gone.
yeah, it really did. It was like it was a handful of Advil. That's what it was.
We're sour.
Yeah, facts.
So-
what the fuck we talking
So
about?
the Suns, I mean, but how did this like?
Let's
What
go
did the
over there.
Suns replace Ayton with? And also, is CP3 like? I think he's coming back. But like, what do they replace him with?
He is.
Like,
He's under contract.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was saying versus retiring. You can never say
He's not
never,
retiring.
but I don't think he's retiring either.
He's a vegan.
But who would they replace him with? Like, because I mean, you got to think about trade partners too. Like, they got to get something for Ayton.
I just Googled real fast. Andre Drummond, Boogie Cousins, Whiteside, Biyombo. They're not starters, so yeah, I don't
But
know.
they've got to get someone in the trade.
Yeah, I don't know.
A role player? Like, I
don't
can't
know,
see
though.
them
If-
getting a star.
If somebody offers them the max, I don't think that they would.
It's
I
going to
don't
be tough
think.
getting a star other than a bad contract.
But if somebody offers him the max and they don't match it, he goes to them. So
Yeah,
if he
they're
gets
going
offered,
to match it and do a sign and trade.
I don't think they would match it
I think they will.
because they didn't want to give him the max last year after he made the finals.
I think they'll work out a sign and trade. And they'll use that as their leverage. Like, oh, we're going to match whoever throws an offer sheet. And,
me ask
and
you
there's going
guys,
to be
What
teams
about,
that do it.
what about DeAndre Jordan? You saw how great he played these playoffs with the Sixers.
Yeah, quick question for you guys, real quick. What do you guys think is the job security of Zion Williamson? Like, what's his future in the Pelicans? Is he on his way out? Because
I
that
feel-
could be a potential trade partners too.
I actually don't.
I don't
think
hate
so.
that. I don't. I think that he's more likely to stay now than before.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. I mean, it's more like it went from being like 80-20, 80 leaving to now maybe, I don't know, 55-45.
Look, let me put it
55
like this.
he leaves.
If
What about-
Zion
what about-
Williamson leaves Willie Green and the way to, and McCollum and Ingram after the way they played this year, he's an idiot.
But what if he goes to the Suns?
For what reason?
I mean, look,
Man,
Now,
Hey,
I like it because I can at least see that working. But they also have to, like in a trade like this, they got to make the money work. So that'll be the only challenge.
Yeah.
and
that's how the
he's
NBA
still
is.
a gamble. He's a big
Sure,
gamble.
but it's worth it at that point. If you
That's
know a
probably-
player ain't going
Nick,
to be there, it's worth it.
That's
Zion,
probably the
Yeah.
best player they could get in the deal.
Absolutely.
Honestly, if we're talking about talent, that's probably the highest ceiling player that they could get in a trade for DeAndre Ayton.
Zion
Because
Odin.
they don't really have
would
a
do
ton of leverage.
What's up?
I would do it.
They don't. I mean, that would
If
make
I'm
sense.
the Suns, I'd take a chance, especially now after like Monty Williams.
I would be willing to do that.
It wouldn't be a straight up trade though. I don't think it would have to.
Yeah,
be,
they'd have to attach.
attach a couple of
Yeah.
players or a draft.
Probably would need to
picks
send. You probably need to
DeAndre
send campaign for a backup point guard for them. Although Alvarado looked pretty good, but I would probably say that they would want a couple more picks.
Yeah, we'll have to see. But that's it. That's an interesting point. Thank you, Nick Theories. That really is actually like something I could see happening. Now, unfortunately, fellas, look. I mean, one episode a week. We already kind of told everybody we're going over. We're about to do that now. We gotta get to the Sixers.
We're rocking. Fuck it.
Yeah. So
Let's talk about it.
we gotta get to the Sixers. Phil, don't play that fucking song.
That was my next question.
No, I'm not singing it.
Never again.
Nope.
For a long time.
I only got 2 NBA songs, and
I know.
I'm about to shoot myself in the
Just
fucking
put on NFL primetime. You know, get us loosened up for the next segment because this one's gonna suck.
No, I'll put on this.
Yeah, let's make this quick, please.
I'll make this nice and
I'm
dark,
finally over
dark
it.
and ominous.
I'm finally over it.
All right, there you go. That's fine. It should be dark and ominous. You want to know why? Because
Well, I'll just play a fucking wet ass fart the entire time.
that's fine too.
Okay.
It's par for the course because this team cannot get past the fucking second round. You hear that? Phew. That was Doc Rivers. Just major poo, man. I'm sick and tired of this shit. All right. So, where do we begin? I think the first thing is Joel right away. Joel and Jimmy Butler, their comments towards each other, just like opening an already fresh wound with an old wound. Mm-hmm. Joel saying, like, well, first, Jimmy Butler said, I wish I was still on Joel's team.
And then say Coach Pat. And not Coach Spo. Thought that was a weird thing.
That was weird. I didn't even think about that till you just said it. But the point, though, like, I wish I was still on Joel's team. Joel then coming back and saying, I wish Jimmy was still here.
Weirdest thing in the world. And it just got glossed over, which is crazy because
I didn't even know that.
Media people harp on shit like that. And you take it as a slight to Spoelstra, who has more and more than earned his keep.
I didn't even know that.
Coach Pat.
Until you just said that. I really didn't even know because I was so focused on the rest. Well, that's for me, that's disappointing, right? But I'm supposed to be the detail guy here.
Yeah, that was a painful interview. And it sucks. And then
so rehashing that is, they both are saying that they wish Jimmy was still here. Going back now. Well, Jimmy, by the way, was out of line for calling out Tobias Harris because
way out of line.
The Sixers did not choose Harris over Butler. They chose Ben Simmons and Brett Brown over Butler. Mm-hmm. That's what they did.
Even worse.
And then they had to, they didn't have to sign Tobias, but that was their justification for signing him because Jimmy wanted to walk after that.
Yeah.
So let's not get history twisted here. Jimmy's wrong for that comment. That was fucked up. Like, Tobias Harris played very well in this series, played very well in the playoffs. Obviously, he's not Jimmy Butler, but I'm just saying, he caught some flack there that was unnecessary. He should have said Ben Simmons. Man, the media would have loved that. We would have loved it. But that's what happened, okay? He should still be here. In reality. And how that would have changed things?
Him and Embiid.
I don't know. I don't think we have to rehash history. But interesting point. Joel Embiid saying that shit. But then Joel starts off, and this is a perfect segue for James Harden, that he's not the player he used to be, that he's not the Houston James Harden. He's more of a playmaker.
I have a theory.
Do you... And by the way, when Daryl Morey was talking about James Harden, he didn't exactly give him the most ringing endorsement in his press conference either. He said they're keeping him, and we'll talk about that too, whether they should or shouldn't. But James Harden, do you agree with Joel coming out and saying that publicly? That's the part that I might have had a problem with.
I do, because he made a comment before when the whole Ben Simmons thing was going on. He was saying that certain people respond to situations differently. Like when you call out Joel Embiid, he takes it personally and he gets in the gym and gets better. Ben Simmons, when you call him out publicly, he goes into a shell and he can't handle that. Now, I understand that different people respond to different criticism and the way that they are held accountable. I believe that James Harden gets held accountable best in public, as does, I believe, Joel Embiid, and that's why he did that. Because I think that he's challenging him to come back in the summer, work his ass off. This will be the first real off season since 2019. He could get himself in shape. He could get his hamstring. If that was an issue, I don't know. It's not an excuse. But if his hamstring was bothering him, he could get himself into some sort of shape and be ready to go for next year.
Probably part of it. His trainer already was on record saying he couldn't get the same conditioning and stuff. So, I'm sure it's part of it because he does not look like he's in shape.
What were his averages this year? 22, 9, and 8 or something like that? Something along those lines. But again, right on par. And if you take away the 10 free throws because of the rule change, it would be 32 points or 30 points. The rule change is affecting James Harden more than anyone cares to realize.
More so because of the referees, if anything. He wasn't getting nearly the same calls that he had in the past.
He's the poster child for this rule. And unfortunately, he's just got to reinvent himself. But I believe in a player like James Harden.
Also, if he is in better shape, in theory, he should be able to drive the basketball
100%.
And I do think when you got weak legs, there's not really much you can do about that.
I think Chris Paul.
Especially at that age. So I'm not excusing him. The play was poor. It was not good. It was inexcusable. But now it's time to talk about what we think they should do with James Harden. Because they've already said they're going to keep him. But I don't know if it's a sure thing. I think it's more likely that he's here than not. Because he's got the player option.
Do you think he's coming back?
Yeah, he's coming back.
He's got the player option, which he can opt into. So. Here's what I think they should do. And you guys let me know what you think of this. If he's smart and he's thinking about longevity, he's thinking about winning, because that's all he needs to do. That's all that's left that he needs to do. Legacy, right? if he's smart, I would work this out. I would literally use Chris Paul's contract as my structure, and I'd go out and I'd negotiate with the Sixers to try to make a 4-year, $120 million deal, $30 million a year.
Yep.
That's the Chris Paul deal. I'd ask for the same exact thing. And then this way he gets security. Because right now, it's debatable. I don't know if anyone will give him the max. But I don't think he's getting it.
I think somebody would give him the
I think somebody would.
Absolutely.
In all likelihood.
Reputation alone grants him that.
But I do think if he
you.
really does care about winning, like this is a situation, this is one of the few in the league where he doesn't have to be the best player on the team. That's Joel Embiid.
And he's definitively not.
No, it's
And-
clear.
and he doesn't
might
have-
be. I mean,
I was just Nick. I
family.
say it.
Maxie might be the best.
I was just
next
gonna
year.
say that, and he could come back next year. And if they're talking about him being the distributor, the way Maxey works and the jump he just made, it's not even a foregone conclusion that Maxey doesn't come back as the second scorer.
He's gonna get better.
And by the way, if I hear one more time, I don't care where, whether it's on TV, Twitter, if I see Maxey's name thrown around in a trade idea one more time,
Oh yeah, no, fuck that.
stop it right now. He's not going anywhere. That is a guarantee. I promise you that he's not going anywhere.
Unless it's
I can't
Kevin
even
Durant
believe-
or Giannis
Listen to me.
or Steph,
I don't think they're
I
getting
don't
rid of
want
him for anybody right now. I don't think they would. There's not even a realistic deal out there where it makes sense.
What about Dame?
I don't think that would happen though.
I mean,
That's the
straight
thing.
up, yeah. Straight up, I'm taking Damian Lillard right now. Absolutely.
Like,
Don't forget, 'cause he was
just
hurt
can't.
this year.
I can't believe that. You know, it was Windhorst that kind of insinuated this.
he was probably hungry.
Okay, feed him a Snickers then. What the fuck? Like, I mean, Windhorst. Yeah, he made some comments today too. But anyway, James Harden. I think that's the path for you. You guys are crazy. I think that's the path for him. I think 4 years, 120 mil. It's
I
great
actually
for
like
both
that, Mike.
sides. And then so realistically, if they could go out and get another max contract if they do that, because then you just have to offload Tobias Harris, which I think they'll be able to do. I think that's probably their plan right now. In all honesty, tell me how you feel about this. This is what I think their plan is. Sign James Harden to that deal that I just talked about. I think that's what they want to do. Mm-hmm. You don't have to worry about Maxey for a few years, okay? I think that they go out and they try to get rid of Tobias Harris to create room for Bradley Beal.
That's what I was gonna say.
And I think, that's who they wanted all along. I think they always wanted Bradley Beal. And they failed to get him, and then he got hurt.
Sign me up.
And then they failed to get him and got hurt. They could realistically have a core of Embiid, Beal, Harden, and Maxey. It's actually possible.
100% it's possible.
And if Beal wants to play hardball, like, he kind of can force his way into this deal. Remember, he's a restricted free agent too. So, same thing. Sign and trade kind of,
what do you think would be like a package for him?
that's the part where it gets tough. I mean, you could definitely say, there you go, Matisse, I'll drive you to the airport.
Immediately.
They're going to have pick compensation. I mean, maybe Tobias is in that deal because the Wizards are going to have to match the money there. And the Wizards are a team that you take on that contract, maybe the Sixers attach like some valuable future picks to that. It makes sense for the Wizards because they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere.
If Bradley Beal is a top 20 player, they're not trading him for Tobias Harris.
Well, if
They
they're
might not have a
rebuilding-
choice though,
Why?
because he
force
literally
his way
could
out.
force his hand. I mean,
There were rumblings last year that he wanted out towards the trade deadline.
and that was all it took with Dame too. If Dame said he wanted out, I want out, I want to play for the Sixers, it would have happened. But that hasn't happened yet, and Beal wasn't ready to do that last year, I guess. But I think that it looks like he is now. I mean, his contract coming up too. That's what I think they're trying to do. That's what I think they should do. I just don't know how they'll get him, other than
Dude, if
attaching
we could
all
figure him out-
like you got to attach all sorts of compensation plus Harris if you're going to send Harris to Washington. It
Here's
might
my-
be a couple lateral moves though.
Here's my thing. Do the Sixers need that, though? Like, do you think their team, if you add a couple bench players, right? Solid bench pieces,
I want Marcus Morris.
people,
I would love that.
The Sixers need to sign somebody that's annoying.
They need to go and trade for Pat
Somebody
Beverly.
that's
Hi,
going
Marcus
to
Morris.
play. Somebody that's going to
You got
play
him at
defense.
Beverly?
Somebody's going to annoy the hell out of your star.
PJ Tucker, bro.
Those players are perfect, and that's why you see them on championship teams.
They fucked up not signing
There's a
PJ
reason
Tucker.
for that.
That was a major whiff there. They should have signed him. But I mean, they kept talking about lack of toughness. Like this, the players talk about lack of toughness, and then the front office members talk about toughness. Like that to me right there, just screams. On another note, by the way,
you can't
it screams lack of heart.
Bro,
That's what it says to me.
Matisse Thybulle ain't a Rough Rider. As soon as he gets the ball, he's like this. He just throws it away. Like, dude, you're a professional basketball player. Why are you getting
His
paranoid
value
with
went
the ball?
down now too. I mean, that's a shame. His value
Yeah.
went down. But all this talk of lack of toughness is to me like a lack of heart and effort, because that's part of where toughness comes from, right? And what does that say? That says that your head coach might not be doing the best job. And also, I noticed one other thing I'm going to point out, because now we got to talk about Doc, all right? So we know Harden's probably staying. We don't need to talk about that anymore, okay? But Doc Rivers, one thing I noticed with all these other teams, when you see these guys, the coaches are mic'd up, every single huddle, Doc Rivers, fight, fight, fight. These other coaches are talking about like game plan specific shit, telling players what to do, where to go, strategy, guidance, coaching. Doc Rivers is Mr. Rah-Rah. No one's fucking listening to you.
I am a da-da.
For real. I mean,
But they only
he runs an archaic offense. And by the way,
That's not fair to say. Though.
no, this is fair to say. You want to know why? I have my backing for this finally. I'm not just saying it now, but 2 years in a row, they didn't have a top 10 offense with an MVP candidate. There was only 2 times. I forget the years, okay, without having to waste time looking it up. This is recent history. It could be a decade, 2 decades, I don't even know. But there were only 2 MVPs in the last however many years that were not a part of a top 10 offense. You have an MVP, and by the way, they had something that was working for them. Why'd you go and switch to isolation when the pick and roll offense was working beautifully with Embiid and Harden?
He does.
Even Harden and Maxey.
He does do some questionable shit, but like
The lineup's atrocious.
I still wanted him to stay because I'm scared of D'Antoni.
But listen, I can't, when I see what they just did, and they show absolutely no fucking heart, again, this is 2 years in a row, collapsing, pointing fingers, lack of toughness. When you say that, that's where you lost me. I was fine with keeping them until I heard that. We saw that. We saw they lacked toughness, but we saw they lacked heart. They didn't show up.
It sucks, man.
That's an indication that your coach is not doing his job.
Jason Kidd had them
That's
boys
the
ready to
one,
go.
Exactly.
Willie Green had them boys ready to go. Ime
Reference
Udoka
point.
had them boys ready
The
to go.
Grizzlies, without their best player, took the Warriors to the last fucking 3 minutes.
I think you guys are delusional, man.
No way.
I really don't think it's a Doc thing. I don't think.
I said it wasn't a Doc thing.
I think he should come back. I don't think it was his fault.
It's roster construction and Doc.
The bottom line is, here's the fucking bottom line, and I'm done dodging here. All right, we ain't fucking dodging this shit. The reason why the Sixers lost is because they thought they were acquiring a better James Harden than he is now, and their plan failed as far as his ability and Embiid's health to take them to the finals. The problem is Embiid got hurt and Harden wasn't the same. That's why they lost. So that is really the bottom line.
That's true, Nick, and both things can be true. But also, if you see that things aren't working, do something different that was working, like the pick and roll offense. Do what was working when he first got over here. Change it up. Just something other than just having James Harden dribble up and pass the ball off as soon as he burns 15 seconds off the clock. I mean, majority of their scoring opportunities were with 4 seconds left on the clock. And there was a stat for that too. They just didn't have. It didn't even look like an offense.
My biggest issue with Doc Rivers is the rotations. Like, you should never have a lineup of the entire bench and James Harden or Tyrese Maxey. Like he has done all bench lineups for 2 years now.
It's
and
unacceptable.
You just look at him and you're like, What is going through your head that makes you think that that's a good idea? Unless you're up by 30 with 3 minutes left, which...
And also, this obsession with veterans,
But why is that
it
bad
has
with
to
Harden on the
stop.
floor?
What?
Why is that bad with Harden on the floor?
Because, like, you're obviously seeing that Harden's first step isn't there right now. So my question is if you're publicly acknowledging that and you're saying that he's more of a distributor, why are you putting him out there with the B team?
Well, and also, there were just no adjustments, like, in game. If you're seeing it's not working.
My point. The Sixers acquired a James Harden that they thought was better than what he is now.
It's true.
That's my point.
That's part of it, Nick. But,
Also,
but it's an
Embiid's
indictment on the
injury hurts,
coach.
too.
It's
Embiid getting injured hurts too.
Yeah,
I mean,
but-
like,
absolutely.
that's my thing. I mean, look,
They probably win
I
the
would keep
series
Doc.
if he was healthy.
And look, here's the
keeping
thing.
Doc.
I also think this was kind of a 2-year proclamation with the Sixers because this year they couldn't acquire anybody else at the trade deadline because they were so focused on Harden. Next year, I've seen Daryl Morey teams. Those Houston Rocket teams were good, 8 guys deep. We're gonna have a bench
Exactly.
next year,
Well-
and it's not gonna be Matisse Thybulle and Niang was good. He
Well, look.
he was Niang Paul for that game because I don't know what happened to him in that
Cliff
series.
Paul.
He was Cliff Paul. I don't know what happened to him. He wide open threes he was missing. So like, look, it is what it is. The Sixers lost. Shit happens, but I'm not firing Doc Rivers. I'm bringing back James Harden, and James Harden to me, he was not what everybody thought you were getting. He was for 5 games.
that's the weird part for me. Is like, where was he at from the beginning? Like, he started off hot with the Sixers. Sixers are scoring 130. They're playing good defense, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, wow, yo, like you can't stop this team.
can't.
That's part
Now all of a
of it,
sudden he
though.
started fucking flaring out, and it's just like, damn, what happened, yo?
So that's part of it. That's Doc. Teams adjusted to the Sixers, and the Sixers didn't adjust back. And the things that were working for them, they ran away from.
Fair.
There's
I'll buy
no
it a little bit.
creativity at all.
I like
It
Doc.
was, you knew, look, we're just fans, and we're sitting there, and we knew exactly what the Sixers were going to do when they got the ball. We knew exactly what they're going to do. That's not okay.
And I hate to say it, but home court advantage didn't even matter because we couldn't win at home. So
Facts.
it honestly didn't even matter.
That's a good point too. I mean, my head wasn't
But
even
most
there.
of
But that's
all,
good.
what, like, the heart is an issue. But, like, it was that. It was roster construction, which this job is far from done. I mean, the first step was get rid of Simmons. You had to do it. You had to do it, and there's no better player you could have gotten for Ben Simmons. If you told me, well, I was one of the people who speculated Harden a while ago. Remember? You remember that whole shit. But, like,
Oh no,
not many-
McCollum
not-
had
you
me
know.
scratching my neck a little bit.
like there weren't like
McCollum had me scratching my neck a little bit.
like
He balled out in New Orleans, dude.
yeah.
That was
I
a
know.
joke, obviously. But
I
I'm
know,
just saying.
but I'm just saying, right? Like the first thing they had to do was get rid of Ben Simmons. So the people that are out there like saying, "Oh, there's actually people out there in Philadelphia saying they should have kept Simmons just so they could have kept the depth in that deal and they would have been better off." Stop it right now. You were the same people that begged the Sixers to get rid of this guy. Now they at least have some flexibility.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay,
Yeah, let's stop. Let's stop.
they
Let's stop
have-
the stupid
like,
shit.
That's
yeah.
Capadelphia.
That's
Yeah.
corny shit.
That's
though.
ridiculous.
That's corny.
and you ain't a cornball.
There you go. And good point, Godfather. They just weren't good enough. I mean, look, the roster is probably a year away from where it could be.
We'll be all right next year. I ain't worried about
I
this.
actually think that they'll be better next year. But there's another note about Doc, and then this is where we'll leave with the Sixers. All right. There's people out there actually saying that the Sixers they took that stance because they think they can get a trade offer for Doc. The Lakers being the team.
I actually read that today.
And I wouldn't be surprised. If I'm Doc, though, why would I want to go to L.A. At this point? It's like you're going from one partial dumpster fire to the other. I mean, that's like a non-salvageable situation in L.A. But they're actually saying, like, that's possible. And I could sort of see that.
We coming back next year.
I know what you want to say. I know. Well, Russ is coming back.
Oh, we ready.
That was
We
said
ready.
yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, we don't need to go there. They got enough of our time already. But interesting. I'm just saying,
It's going to be a fun offseason in the NBA. That's for damn sure.
Doc needs to improve as well. I'm fine with them keeping him, but I would not hate them getting rid of him either. Like that's kind of where I'm at.
Keep them, man. You need continuity. You keep changing coaches,
there's
you're never
something
going to
to
have
it,
that.
Nick. There's something to it.
You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense. You keep changing coaches.
But Doc's resume is looking fucking spotty right now, and he's been way. his best years have been behind him, and he hasn't adjusted at all.
Like a pony.
And every time that, look, there were moments in this playoffs where he surprised us, but then he got back to the same old Doc shit that we hated last year. So he needs to be consistent. And you need to stop. This point I'm sorry, Nick, I know you're about to say something, but this point was something I said a few minutes ago that it was in the middle of everyone talking. He needs to stop, like, with this veteran coddling shit. He actually really needs to, like, go out of his way to develop young players. So you can appreciate what he did with Maxey. I mean, that's obviously not just Doc. But if Paul Reed got minutes during the season, Paul Reed isn't fouling out every game.
Paul Reed's going to be fucking good next year, too.
Exactly.
Guaranteed.
Like Paul Reed, if he had just been given a chance, even, the last 20 games of the season, you don't have those issues going into the playoffs. Give the young guys a chance. I mean, Isaiah Joe looks like he could play, too. You got to let these guys play a little bit.
For sure.
So, veteran coddling. I'm tired of that shit. Now.
Hold on, one last point.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Do you guys know how hard it is to win an NBA championship? Like, outside of Greg Popovich and possibly Spoelstra, who really dominated in coaching? Like, to get rid of Doc for the unknown, in my opinion, would be kind of stupid with the way we're constructed right now. Because now you got veterans on your team. You want to keep the continuity, bring it back, and see what's going on. You know what I mean? Get better bench players, get deeper as a team, and then see what happens. But to get rid of Doc to me, is foolish because I don't know who else you can get better.
This is a mostly young group that just doesn't seem to respond to the guy. That's the problem. And then also just not adjusting. Like, he just shoots himself in the foot. I don't think he's an idiot. I just think that everything he does is ill timing and just an absolute refusal to change his ways.
Or
that's all it is.
Or is Doc Rivers'
Doc.
career, is it kind of...
It's spotty.
I don't want to say this. Is it overrated?
It is.
Outside of the Celtics winning that championship, is it overrated?
Right now, it looks like
because when people talk about Doc Rivers, they talk about top 10 coach in the league right now. So what I'm trying to figure out where people stand with Doc Rivers. It feels like a seesaw battle to me. It feels like some people love him and they forgive him for certain lineups, and some people just absolutely hate him and want him out.
I think I could kind of explain it. In my opinion, Doc Rivers is a player's coach. So when he gets NBA veterans, he coddles them more than he's hard on them. And I feel like Doc Rivers does his best coaching when he has a team full of mid-tier guys, like with the Clippers, and they took the Golden State Warriors before they won that championship 6 games. Oh, no, that was when they lost to the Toronto Raptors. But they took them 6 games. When he was in Orlando, they were the 8th seed. They blew, a 3-1 lead, but that was a team full of just guys. Like, he does better with the mid-tier guys because that seems to be like the guys he coaches harder than the superstars.
He should be with a veteran-laden team. I actually think he probably would do better with the Lakers, to be honest with you, because this is a young team, young franchise, young stars. They need direction, and they already had their rah-rah guy in Brett Brown. They already had that. It didn't work. They need something different. They need someone who's strategic. They need someone that's going to challenge them to be better. Someone that's going to hold them accountable.
I mean, he doesn't. He's produced the same output as Brett Brown.
Exactly.
Which is a
but I'm just
crazy
saying,
thing to say.
There's no accountability here. It's like there's always he's making excuses for himself. He's making excuses for players. And then, finally when he gets questioned by the media, he goes and says, like, I think I do an excellent job. What coach do you hear say that? Like, you shouldn't have to say that.
I fucked with his energy when he said that.
You know what? Who the fuck are you? I like it though.
I was cracking up when he did that.
I like that.
I was like, oh, go ahead, Doc.
Actually, he said he challenged the media.
If you want to write it, write it.
Well, someone did write it. And
really?
That article, I'll send it to you guys after this. That article was kind of the reason why I'm where I am today with this stance. That's part of it. Someone actually went out and did what he asked them to do. And I'm just saying, look, there's no accountability, and he shouldn't have to defend himself. He's doing a good job like he says he is. Then why would you even acknowledge this? Why would you talk about it? He talked about the Magic shit, a couple weeks ago, his time in Orlando. It's just like
his best
it's just
player,
weird, man.
His
It's
best
corny.
Of course, it's always easy to blame the coach. I understand he should
I'm blaming everybody.
He should get some of the blame, but to question the man's job after having his best player, an MVP candidate, wear a mask and have multiple injuries in important parts of his body, like to me that pause. I mean, whatever. To me that does contribute to the downfall of your success. I mean, like,
it's fair.
To me, like, I can't just put it all on Doc. Like, I
all
don't have
on him,
any
Nick.
problem. I don't have any problem with him. I think they should bring him back. I think he should get another chance. And if they don't win it this year with the team that they construct, because I think they're going to go out and get better on bench wise, then let's see. If he doesn't win it this year, then you could do whatever you want. Do whatever you want.
The only thing is, Nick, is like it's the same shit as last year. People ready to move on from last year. If it hasn't changed, I just think it's fit. It's like I think he would be better with a veteran team. It's fit. I think it's not just on Doc though. Doc's taking some of my flack right now, but at some point it also comes down to the players just showing up. They didn't show up. And there's some that would have argued that the Sixers, even without Embiid at full strength, were a better team than the Heat. They didn't show it, but like top to bottom, it doesn't really look that much different. Like the Heat weren't a million steps ahead.
Here's
the
the
Sixers
problem.
looked like they were not even close in the last two games.
But here's the problem I have. We're not having this conversation if the Sixers had an healthy Embiid and Houston James Harden. We're not having this conversation. Doc is looking like a genius. Doc is looking like, oh my God, like, we should keep him for years. We're going to be a dynasty. This is what, like, just because it all boils down to your stars just not showing up in crunch time. Game 7, you got to play your best. Game 6 or Game 7, Game 5, it doesn't matter. Every fucking time you play on the court, you got to give it your all. That's why the Celtics are still in it. That's why Miami's still in it. And that's why the Mavericks are still in it. And that's exactly why the Warriors are still in it. Because they hustle, they play as a team, and they play as a unit. That's it. Like, that's just really what they are. They're just a team.
I agree.
And I just feel like if you guys are telling me James Harden's hamstring could be the possible reason for his, lack of explosiveness, well, then guess what? Bring Doc back and let's see what they had next year.
I'm fine with
that.
I'm fine with them giving him more time. I
Absolutely.
swear. I'm not just saying like, look. Of course, when you say get rid of somebody, you got to bring in someone that you think is better or fits better. So I'm not saying like I'm not okay with having him here. I do think though, like this just isn't working out. I'm okay with him coming back. I just don't think I'm seeing anything change really. I'm not. That's kind of how it is. But it's not all his fault. And also, you're right. We wouldn't be having this conversation if they should have gotten past the Heat. There's really no excuse. Like, I get it. Like, Embiid would have changed at least one game in the beginning. A healthy Embiid, you're probably winning it handily. But his job this year was to get the team to at least the conference finals, and he failed.
I understand that.
And also part of that could be, hey, I mean, the seeding was part of it too, right? Like, it had to have been some little portion of it. I'm just saying, like, they failed. They did not live up to expectations. I'm willing, though, to let them run it back with a healthy James Harden, and I'm sure there'll be roster improvements. But he's out next year. It's not even a question. I just think the fact that we're exploring this 2 years in a row, it's just not working out.
But I also think it's dumb too, because the Sixers they played against the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, in the Eastern Conference. The #1 seed, guys, like, they didn't lose to a bum squad. You know what I mean? They lost to a formidable opponent that just happened to run into him at the right time with Embiid being hurt. That is really the circumstance here. And
I agree.
And I honestly, like, I honestly do feel bad for Doc. Hell yeah, he should stand up for himself. If you believe that you're good at what you do, stand up and believe in yourself. Fuck what everybody else thinks. That's what the fuck my message is tonight.
I think that he's just tone deaf. There's just not even a need for that. I don't know any coach that's done that recently, ever.
Talk your shit.
He thinks he's great. Well, tell me why. Like, He just said, I think I'm doing a great job here.
If nobody,
well, why? What makes you do great here?
If nobody else is going to pat you on your back, pat yourself on your back.
Well,
be kind to yourself.
I mean, I love your energy.
Energy.
I'm being honest.
I love your energy. I'd rather have you coach. Honest to God.
Oh, Theories could coach.
This is not.
I'll have
this
them
is
boys running up and down that
exactly
court. I can
right.
guarantee you that.
Would your team show up and play with some heart? I think so. I think so, right? That's crazy.
I love you,
but
guys.
I mean, I actually believe that. He could hype them up more. Exactly. Losing by 35 points. Like, that's crazy. It's crazy. All right, fuck the Sixers. We spent way too much time on them. We already told you, though, one episode a week. You're going to get a little more tonight. We have the NFL. Philly Phil hit us with some NFL music. And let's get away from this cloud of negativity. All right?
Something on this topic. I'm going to blow your mind.
Wow.
You're going to be so happy. Like, when I roll up, you're going to love it.
Okay.
Schedule release, fellas. What a time. It's getting closer. All right. Where do we want to start? Do we want to start with the schedule release, or do we want to start with a little Drew Brees footnote?
Drew Brees.
All right, fine. Yeah, I mean, why not? Drew Brees teasing a return? Question mark? Do you guys think it's real? Because, I mean, Dennis Allen doesn't. But Drew Brees, you know, with his contract with NBC getting thrown around, saying he might not return. Drew Brees goes on Twitter, says like a kind of, it seemed a little sarcastic, but like he still mentioned the words returning to football. And let's be honest here, the Saints are fucking loaded. And he saw what they did at the wide receiver position. He saw that the offensive line should be better.
Problem is
you got a healthy rookie in there.
He can't throw the ball more than 5 yards.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm
just saying.
if I'm the Saints, I'm not even entertaining this. I went into the season.
I'd rather rock with Winston.
Fully expecting that Winston's my quarterback. This is who we're rocking with. This is who we're deciding. Drew Brees, you retired last year. It's time to move on and then just enjoy yourself.
Now, let me make you happy,
family.
Theories. You mentioned this earlier. You mentioned it earlier. And I'm a person of energy.
I like that.
You mentioned earlier that I said that Tom Brady choked in that game against the Rams, which he did, but that's a different argument for a different day. How come there's no narrative out there right now that there was a disconnect between Sean Payton and Drew Brees? The same way there was about Tom Brady retiring and coming back with Bruce Arians?
Because Tom Brady's clickbait. Every time...
I'll get him going.
There's always a narrative around Brady.
freak.
There's always, oh yeah, he's going to Miami, then he's doing this, then he's doing that, then he's golfing with so-and-so, then he's golfing with Trump. It's like, it's always something with fucking Brady, you know what I mean? Because he's the news, bro. When you're the best fucking quarterback to ever play, everything that you do gets magnified differently than when you're Drew Brees. That's really what it is.
No, I think Drew Brees is struggling with retirement. I think he went to NBC. It didn't work out too well. He wasn't too good at it. I think he sees Tom Brady at his old age still playing, and that gives him false hope. And I just feel like, he's kind of lost. And that, I mean, when you do something for as long as he did and at the highest level that he did, it's hard.
Top 5.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's hard for that. No, but it's a hard thing to accept. And I mean, it's over for him now.
I'll be honest with you guys. I don't even think it's that either. I think he knows he's done, and I think it was a total joke. I don't think he meant that at all. It seemed like a funny comment. It seemed like him just buttering people up a little bit with some entertainment. It really did look like it was made in jest.
He's not like that though. Like, you know what I mean?
I don't feel like he says shit.
Yeah,
do we even really
aura.
know him like that? I mean, he's retired now. He can say whatever he wants.
I agree with that. But if I'm going based on his track record and following his career, he's never made comments like this. I mean, like, where it's borderline funny or being a dad joke or whatever you want to call it. I just think that he was actually kind of thinking about it. I do. Because you ain't saying that. You know what
I can't blame him because they're in a position to win right now with a quarterback. They are. That's what they're short of. And Jameis was winning games with this team, and they were not nearly as good last year as they will be this year on the talent side. They're loaded right now.
Is that disrespectful to Jameis Winston?
Nah, because they shut it down.
Who shot it down?
The Saints.
Well, oh, yeah. No, the Saints already said. Dennis Allen said, I think it was a comment made in jest. We certainly haven't had any conversations in that regard.
If they did entertain it, it would be disrespectful.
Yeah.
Because Jameis Winston, up until he tore his ACL, played aight.
Yeah, it would be disrespectful. I would feel some type of way about that.
I agree. I don't think it was for real, guys. Like the comment, after reading over it a few times, it just seemed like he was kidding.
He may have.
But for
I mean,
real
who knows?
though, if he did mean it, you can't blame him. Look,
He's
at
coming
Pete.
back. He's playing for the Panthers. It's theories, baby.
If he came back, it would be for the Seahawks.
Totally kidding.
Oh my God.
Totally kidding.
All right, enough of Drew Brees. Stay retired, my friend. Schedule release though. Now's the good stuff, and we're getting there, guys. I'm itching for football already, especially with the Sixers fuckery, the Phillies fuckery. I mean, they're turning it up a little bit, but I mean, it's still Phillies. So we're getting there, all right? We're getting there. What are we thinking? I guess where we should start is this. What games excite you? What games are important? You know, let's try to talk about like 5 games on the schedule that really caught your eye.
That made you
Some
step.
storylines.
Bills
Yeah, go ahead,
Rams
Phil.
week 1.
Facts. I'm looking forward to that.
That is amazing.
Week 1's entire slate is fucking
That's a
Broncos-
home run by the NFL, by the way.
Broncos going to Seattle. Doug Peterson versus Carson Wentz. I mean, you could go. I mean, it's however they want to take it.
Packers, Vikings.
Tom Brady versus the Cowboys again.
We're gonna be talking shit week 1. Well, it's gonna be me talking shit.
Oh, you're talking about week 1 matchups?
I was just rambling
yeah,
them up,
he,
but
he was.
that was
But
all
he
week
said,
1.
He said, yeah, and I had just said like week 1 schedule is just fire, really.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
I'll be talking my shit with the Packers in week 1.
I know
right away.
we're gonna get into this. The Patriots have a really, really hard schedule. The back end of their schedule, like their last like 5 or 6 games, and their first 4 games, they're gonna be underdogs in.
The Patriots aren't making the playoffs right now. They're not getting in.
I actually like when I was looking at it today when I was just like bullshitting going over. It's pretty crazy. Their schedule is messed up.
They're
and
not
the
getting in.
Cardinals' schedule is messed up. The Cardinals have a hard schedule.
If you want me to be honest with you here, I mean, we can just mention this too, because we were going to talk about like at a glance easiest and hardest schedules. So we can kind of mix it all in here, a little smorgasbord. All right. I think the NFC East, the Eagles schedule, the Cowboys schedule, even like the NFC East schedule is pretty easy.
Eagles
looks
gonna
like.
have about 12.
Well,
12 of them things.
hold on. You're too excited. He plays with passion.
Hearts on my sleeve.
But I think
Wow.
the NFC East is looking like the easiest. And then everything in the AFC is kind of fucked. Which AFC division, like, kind of...
The AFC East is just, I mean, the Bills are head and shoulders, but like I feel like the Jets are better.
I think the AFC West probably has the hardest schedule. Honestly.
Any game that the AFC West is playing against, any division game, I'm in.
And the Chiefs' schedule looked pretty difficult again.
Are you telling me the Patriots are going to be last place in the division?
Ooh.
No,
I wouldn't say that low.
No, but
They have the worst offense in the division.
Bart Scott said the Jets are winning 9 games this year. I believe he said.
He has CTE.
But there were some
Facts.
others
Yeah.
saying 7, and I could see 7. Although,
What's up?
Pause. But remember, this is the AFC.
Nah.
You know, 7.
Look,
Now
I'm
I'm
not.
looking over at you guys. I'm watching my comments.
I'm not hating on the Patriots at all. I just feel like they did nothing to help Mac Jones.
They didn't do enough.
You got Bill Belichick, who's not really an offensive guy, as your offensive coordinator at the moment, and the Jets improved.
Tremendously.
The Dolphins improved, and the Bills are the Bills. So I like right now. I mean, it'd be crazy to pick them to be in 4th place, but we'll get to that when we look at the schedule.
Yeah.
The Jets are going to jet. Let's just
I
be
just
real.
that's how I genuinely feel.
Well, you know how that'll happen if Zach Wilson can't be good, and that's it. If Zach Wilson,
I think he's
Zach
got
Wilson
potential.
turned it around a little bit towards the end, though.
I think he's got potential.
I do too. Like I'm just not ready to say
He just looks like
Bart
he
Scott
can.
stuff here, but
CTE.
they do have a good roster, man. They got a good roster.
Oh hell yeah!
They're coming around.
Yeah,
If Zach Wilson's good, if he takes a leap early, they could do it.
absolutely.
But I mean, it's the AFC still, so let's not get ahead. All right. So, most exciting though, week 1 you were talking about. What else are we thinking? I mean, anything Eagles and Washington should be fun. You got Carson Wentz with the Birds. Is he gonna get booed in Philly?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a mix because I still think Eagles respect him for the help for the Super Bowl.
I don't think they respect him enough for that.
But
I think he's
the way
gonna get
he
mostly booed.
The way he went out was kind of weak.
I think he's gonna
So-
get mostly booed, like 75% boos.
I'm looking
which is
forward-
it's sad. They don't win the Super Bowl that year.
I
No.
feel the opposite. I don't think he's actually going to get booed like everybody thinks.
Man, I hope you're right, Nick, because he should be cheered.
I kind of agree with a mix.
He should be cheered,
should
bro.
be
He
cheered.
should be cheered, dude.
You'll hear boos, but I feel like a lot, like some people are gonna
Look,
You're gonna make us
cheer.
look bad if you boo. Just saying, he deserves his credit for 2017.
A cool
I mean, there's no
storyline-
Super Bowl without Carson Wentz.
Cool storyline I'm
Factual.
looking for is I want to see what happens with Deshaun Watson and the Browns, because there was a few reports that came out today that said that when he meets with league officials, it could be the year.
Yeah, I've been seeing all kinds of stuff. Like, it's tough to tell because
And
like
what
you
the
could literally
MLB
see him.
did-
You could see him playing, also,
And
you could
what
see him
the-
playing the whole year and then
Correct.
reserving suspension for a later date.
What the MLB did with what's his face? I forget his name off the top of my head.
Trevor Bauer.
Trevor
yeah,
Bauer.
well, that was like. I mean, look. I mean, if you abuse women, you shouldn't be allowed to play at all. Period.
Facts.
So I get it, but damn, I didn't see them whipping out 2 years already when they punished him for a year as it is.
Eagles Jags October 2nd. Doug Peterson.
Doug Peterson. So I mean, it's easy to pick the Eagles. What else like around the league?
Easy, man. Week 4, Chiefs at Bucks, Sunday night football.
Yes.
It's
That was
fucking
my
lit.
favorite.
It's lit in Tampa. We get to see Tom Brady put feet and paws on fucking Mahomes again. I'm going to be loving that shit. I cannot wait.
You're saying that confident.
I am very confident because I believe in the Bucks, even though their schedule is absolutely murderer's row. They
Not
have
easy.
a really, really tough schedule, but I don't think the Chiefs can fucking hold their jockstrap right now.
Rams Bucks
Wow.
November 6th.
Are you really going to say that though? Like,
Absolutely, I'm going to say that.
oh man, I can't wait. You guys are going to disrespect the Chiefs and Packers, and I'm going to be laughing my way
It's
to
not
12 wins,
disrespect.
baby.
It's not disrespect. I get to go. I get continuity, and I'm rocking.
I know, but that's
And I'm
like,
home.
that's a shade disrespectful.
It's not shade. What happened in the Super Bowl?
Listen, I'm just saying you're dismissing the Chiefs completely.
I didn't dismiss him. All
That's
I said he's
crazy.
going to put fucking paws and feet on the Chiefs. That's all I said.
No, you said something else after that, or I wouldn't have said my comment. I forget what it was though.
They're going to win. They're going to smoke them. It's not going to be close. Oh, yeah. They can't hold their jockstrap. Yeah, I stand on that.
Yeah, there you go. Let me remind you something, by the way. This is a few weeks, whatever. This is before the draft. After the draft, I feel even better about this. I was the only one here who said the Bucks were the best team in the NFC. You guys remember that?
Nah, because I was always saying that.
No, you weren't. You both said Rams.
I said the
When?
Rams.
Yeah, you
I still
both said
believe that.
Rams.
I still
no,
believe
I
that.
think the Bucks are the best
this
team.
year.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about last
No,
year.
I'm
like,
talking,
I was right.
I'm talking right
Bucks.
before the draft and after the draft. Like, this is the thing here. I'm going to teach you guys a little something real quick. The best teams are the best teams for a reason every year. The best run organizations are always the best teams. The Chiefs and Packers, the Bucks. It's the same fucking teams always.
2 out of them 3 ain't
Just
winning their
don't
division.
forget. I'm just saying, don't forget. And we could talk about why at a later date. But I'm just saying, don't forget why they are who they are.
We got the Eagles
They
at Cowboys.
quietly, all 3 of them did very well in this draft. All 3 of them.
That's cool, but you gotta replace Tyreek Hill. You ain't gonna replace him with fucking what's his name?
Some
Sammy
of the
Watkins.
parts.
Like
No, Sammy Watkins.
I
that's
know,
not
I'm
his
just
team, brother.
making a mockery.
That's the
all I'm doing.
Packers.
That's all
So-
I'm doing.
We got the Eagles Cowboys on Christmas Eve.
That's fucking
Lit.
fantastic.
I had that written down.
Yo, we got Bills Chiefs too. Rematch of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
We got that's week 6. Week 9. Rams Bucks in Tampa.
Bring it.
I mean, even this Chargers Raiders week 1. Like, that's a pretty nice way to open too. Because we're gonna learn a lot about both of those teams early on, right away.
Facts.
As a Brady fan, I'm looking forward to Week 14 Bucks at 49ers. Tom Brady gets to go back home.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I feel like if this
Possible
is gonna be
send-off
if
game?
this is gonna be his last year, man, like that would be a cool moment for him. So I'm looking forward
That
to
would be
that as a
pretty
fan.
Who knows, man? I don't know what to think anymore. By the way, I'm going to point out a couple things. Everyone loves hearing this about travel, right? Who's traveling the most? Do you guys have a guess? Just a random guess? Who's traveling the most this year?
Cowboys.
Nope.
Probably somebody from the West Coast.
No. Poor Jacksonville.
Oh, really?
Jacksonville is traveling across 22 time zones for a total of 25,534 miles.
Wow.
Ouch. Ouch. And then on the other hand, the low right here, this is amazing. Oh, wait. Jacksonville is not the leader. Seattle's the leader with 29,000, with 34 time zones. So Seattle, Denver, and Jacksonville all over 25,000 miles and over 20-plus time zones. That's insanity.
Sorry, go ahead. My bad.
Is it pertaining?
No, it wasn't about this.
Okay. So who do you think's staying home the most? And wait till you see the difference here. You're going to, like, this is why it's, pretty big deal.
Chiefs.
No. Steelers. 0 time zone switches. What? How do they have 34 and the Steelers have 0?
Regular.
6,442. That's like literally 5 times less miles. Lions at 8,000. Ravens at 9,500.
Damn, y'all just
How is that possible?
Who knows?
That's like, that makes you feel,
Slighted.
that and like, that's pretty fucking good for the Steelers.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to need all the help they can get this year.
I glossed over this. I can't believe this. The Packers are going to start 0-1. Do you know who they play?
I just said that to you 10 minutes ago.
My bad. I wasn't paying attention. I'm all
Is
sour.
he sour
Yeah.
or what?
Always.
I straight up said to
It's been
you,
an hour and 45 minutes.
I'm going to be talking my shit after week 1.
I apologize. I missed it.
Motherfucker.
But 0-1 to say the least. And I'm looking forward to that shit.
Yo. You are so shot. I'm going to be teaching you both a lesson about the best teams in football after week 1, literally.
We'll see.
I already said it here. Just don't forget why they're great every year. Don't forget it. That's all. That's all.
I'm not forgetting, but don't forget why the impact that Tyreek Hill had on that offense
He did.
too. Because when
Phenomenal.
Because when things went bad on the offensive line and Mahomes needed an escape, he always threw it to Tyreek Hill, and he was always wide open.
He still got his safety
We ain't
valve.
gonna have that anymore. I know. He
He still got field stretchers, and they got Sky Moore.
I'm a
which
field
was big.
stretcher, but
That was big.
I understand that. But what I'm saying is, you still have Travis Kelce, but Valdez Scantling and them, they're not replacing that production.
No.
of Tyreek Hill.
Where they replacing Devontae Adams?
He's not. That's a thing,
And
though.
that's another thing too. I agree with that.
The Lions are coming.
You can't
I might fuck
replace
around
that.
and pick them to be second.
Wow. That's just
Biting
wild.
kneecaps.
Wild.
They're biting kneecaps.
Write this fucking shit down. Write this down. Oh my God.
They're coming.
They're gonna be all right.
Philly's trying to get my attention.
No.
Oh yeah, I got you. Anyway, you're crazy. That's just wild. Absolutely wild. You let your hate for certain players.
Never.
Yes, you do.
No, I just keep
I'm
it.
not making my pick yet, so we'll wait.
I keep it
That's
100.
a problem, though.
No. See, I keep it
Why is
100.
that a problem?
The Packers are hands down winning that division.
Hell no. See, here's the problem. I keep it 100 like I'm running a fever. The Vikings are winning
You
that
are
division.
running a fever. I
Yeah.
promise. You fucking. I gotta make sure you're all right over there. That's crazy to me.
Hey yo, that was a perfect
Keep this.
rebuttal, bro.
Write that
was
fucking
awesome.
title down.
I'm writing this down.
That's amazing.
No, not that title.
Yes. All right, Eagles. And this is how we're ending the night because we gave you way extra content. All right, 1 show a week. We almost gave you 2 fucking shows in one night. Eagles win total. What are we thinking right now? And I don't know the betting line here.
It's 8.5.
8.5?
Yeah.
Over.
They're winning 12 games.
8.5? Are you serious?
8.5.
They're winning.
That is wild.
They're winning 12 games.
They're winning at least 10 if Jalen Hurts can become above average. Because right now he's like average, maybe average to below league average. If Jalen Hurts is top 12, this team can do some things. For real.
Absolutely.
Top 12. I'm not asking too much here. I'm asking him to jump 8 spots. If he can be anything.
We're 11 and 6, 12 and
They're
5
10 wins minimum winning
All day.
division right now.
all day.
I can confidently say 10, and that's like budgeting for Hurts
I could comfortably
just
say
being
that.
who he is now. That's Hurts who he is now gets you 10.
Yep. I
They
can
got
get you
9
7.
last year. Oh, jeez. What are you thinking, theories?
I got them. I got them winning division. Easy.
You
And
got the over on the win
I
total?
got them to be 11 and 6. I think the first game might surprise people though. I think. I mean, they're
The
playing.
Lions? in Detroit.
Weirdly, yeah. It's like one of those games where the Eagles would lose, and then everybody would panic, and then they'll come back, they'll beat the Vikings, they'll beat the Commanders, then they're going to beat...
The realest thing he said in 81 episodes, that is so...
What, that they're beating the Vikings week 2? I agree.
No.
I agree.
If they lose to the Vikings, everybody's going to panic and all this shit. Yeah, the Lions. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to panic.
Well,
that's 100% real.
That would be Philly for you. That would be Philly.
That's what I think.
But
I think
they have
gonna
a chance to start, like, I mean, where do I have
They could
this?
realistically start. They should be 5-1 at the bye.
I'm pulling it up now because I don't want to say it. I don't want to say what I'm about to say unless I know this for a fact. Okay? But if I remember correctly, here we go. All right, we're here.
We beat the Lions. We beat the Vikings. We beat the Commanders. We beat the Jags. We beat the Cardinals. We beat the Cowboys. We beat the Steelers. Beat the Texans.
I mean, they have a real chance to go 6-1 before the bye. They're probably more likely to go 5-2. Or no, I'm sorry. I meant to say 4-1. No. Jeez, I can't do math now because you really fucked me up. 5-1.
I'm like that.
5-1, but 4-2 probably more likely.
8.5.
They'll either lose to the
That's
Cardinals.
crazy.
They'll lose to either the Cardinals or the Commanders or something like that. They're not losing to Dallas at home. And they're definitely beating the Vikings. Guaranteed.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins in prime time is automatic dub.
Yeah, and you're forgetting this conveniently.
Yeah, well, he's not playing at 8 o'clock the whole schedule, and he's going to win that division. So we're going, we're going to have a bowl of gumbo after this.
I can't believe you, knowing how you feel about Kirk Cousins, and you're ready to take that leap.
Already jumping.
The Lions, for real, that's a team you can see jumping past the Vikings, not the Packers.
Yo, Phil, hit it. We finishing.
They might have 7 wins this year.
Who?
No, I think
The
they're all right.
Lions.
The Lions?
They could wind up having the same amount of wins.
I'm just saying. That's how I feel like the Eagles are going to start off. Everybody's going to panic, and I think they're going to be fine. They had the talent there.
The Vikings had 7 wins last year, right?
Take the overs.
Or was it 8?
I think there were 7.
They should have had 8, 9. They had 7.
Take the over 8.5.
Yeah, that's
and
a lock.
Do it comfortably.
That's crazy that it's 8.5. Lock it in. We'll
Yes.
save the trash talking for the season. We got plenty of it.
I'm coming.
And by the way, halftime, Celtics up 8.
Wow.
See what happens. All right? We'll see what happens. Wow. That was a packed show. It was a lot of fun. One more time for everybody before I go through my usual shit. Next show. So there is no second show this week. The next show is next Thursday at 8 p.m. And it's only a 1-show week then as well. 1 show next week. Thursday, 8 p.m. All right? We will have plenty of series updates in the NBA. Maybe we get some trade news in the NFL. Who the fuck knows? Maybe the Eagles will have James Bradbury by then. What are they waiting for? Anyway, episode 81 was brought to you by Prize Picks, your home for daily fantasy sports. New players who sign up today using our promo code ICONIC will receive 100%. Oh my goodness, 100% instant deposit match up to $100. That's the first time I ever tripped up on that. Okay.
You're human. We all make mistakes. It's okay.
I still can't get over his Vikings pick. That's why. It's just shot. Prize Picks, daily fantasy made easy. Bro, you do have a fever. I gotta go get a thermometer. All right. Last but not least, as always, we were live on the Props Network at propshq.com. Don't forget to go there and subscribe to keep up to date with our show. Thank you, TikTok audience. Thank you, our regular audience. Nick Theories, take it away.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate all the love, support, and the comments. If you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on YouTube. We are also available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeart, Megaphone, Stitcher,
And all that other shit.
Facts. Also follow us on all of our social platforms, including Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. And we will see you guys next week at P&I, baby.